T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good evening, lovely people, and welcome back to another episode of Monday Night Live Show. We are Team Kop-Ish. As always, when we get behind the mic, please make sure you subscribe, comment, and like. 24 hours ago, not a great feeling. 24 hours later, still not a great feeling. I put out a tweet earlier. I don't know if you caught it, Drift, just giving like a little breakdown of the game now. I've had a little rest and I'm not as emotional as I was yesterday about it. I'm more annoyed at the result I'm more annoyed at the performance now than I was yesterday. And I feel it will be like that every day up until we play Burnley and hopefully beat Burnley. How are you feeling about the game yesterday and the result, etc.? Because I'm still livid.
Shout out everyone who was waiting for Drifty's review. I actually did one, and then I didn't put it out.
Oh, Carius levels.
Oh, no. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Yeah. It wasn't that bad.
I was going to say, I might have to just vet that once.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad. But I'm still thinking whether I should put it out or whether I should redo it. Either way, it'll be after this.
I won't play devil's advocate too much then.
So people, hold tight. But yeah, I mean, what you gonna do? You got to lose every now and again. That's just how it goes, isn't it? It's the opposition, the person who we lost to. That's more annoying than anything. I hold no secrets that my issue with it, because I'm in agreement with you. My issue with it was more of the performance than the result, even though the result is what matters. I don't really mind losing if you go down with a brilliant fight. I don't mind losing. I say it's not that I don't mind losing. I'm not as bothered. Yeah. Like if I know you're rushing to make that train so you can come and meet me, so I'm not waiting around, and I know what delayed you was something you couldn't help, then I'm going to be completely understanding that even though I'm freezing cold and half an hour was a long time to wait for you, it wasn't for the want of trying.
Yeah.
But if I find out that you just wanted to have an extra piece of cake and a laugh and a joke with one of your brethren who lives next door and you missed the train and you didn't care you missed the train, then it's a whole different scenario. And that's what yesterday felt like. Felt like their man was there for the giggles. You know what I mean? So I'm more annoyed at that than anything. But again, it could have been complacency. It could have been a touch of arrogance. There could be
stay there with that, Drip. Stay there. Because I haven't even got this on the agenda, but I'm glad you mentioned that. Because as you're speaking, the first thing my brain thought was, do you think there was arrogance going into that game yesterday and almost nonchalance that Liverpool have displayed sometimes over the years? And I don't think that's down to the manager, by the way, before anyone jumps on my neck. I think the tactics and the personnel who he started with, I think that's on him, but we've spoken about that at length, so I don't want to go over that.
No,
At least
I
not
don't think it
arrogance
was.
and the nonchalance on the pitch, though.
No, I don't think it was. And I'm not saying this to be shady, even though if you want to take it as shade, that's your issue. I personally believe that when you are the better team, sometimes it's a bit harder and it's a little bit more of a struggle to care as much in such a tactical way of like the little finer intricacies. And as a professional, I understand that that's not really how things are supposed to go. But I guess life, whether you're professional or not, it's like that sometimes. So Arsenal over the last however many years, it's been 8-9 years, whatever it's been, and Arteta's been there for what, 5 of those years. They've had like a massive kind of inferiority complex with Liverpool. And I mean, you even saw it in the documentary, like Arteta is extremely rattled by Liverpool. And for me, that will make him so much more motivated to the dedication of that game than it would us. So again, it's very unprofessional for you to not take games seriously. I just think it would probably be easier for Arsenal to get up for a game, especially after we knocked them out the FA Cup as well. And especially after they had a very indecent month where they dropped points and they,
One sec, bro. I'm listening. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah. And they weren't playing as well and stuff. And we've had an absolutely brilliant month. It was always going to be just a little bit harder for us to motivate ourselves than it would be for them. Again, it's not an excuse. When you're professional, you can't really let these things happen. But again, they are human. So I'm trying to find a rational reason as to why we weren't really on it, and we weren't really doing the things that we've been doing for the last month. Even it wasn't even like we went into the game with poor form. We went into the game with probably the best form we've had all season in terms of performance and the results. So yeah, it's a weird one, bro. Again, like I said, I'm not saying what I'm saying is factual. I'm saying I'm just trying to rationalize the situation. And I'm trying to just find reasons as to why Arsenal were more motivated, they were more on it, while we weren't ourselves, why we went into the game in much better form. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know, man. It's weird.
I felt there was a touch of arrogance amongst the players in terms, and
oh shit, have we lost Carl? I think we've lost him. Yeah, but yeah, people, as I was saying, while I wait for Cal to come back, I'm just trying to rationalize the situation, and yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's a weird one. But Arsenal were extremely motivated, and again, you can take it as shade if you want, if you're an Arsenal fan. I'm not saying it to be shady. I'm just saying it for what it is, and for the reality of the situation. Arsenal are way more motivated when they play Liverpool because of what we've done to them over the years, the fact that they have got an inferiority complex when it comes to Liverpool, and, they're sick of losing to us, which for the most part, they've been doing, especially under Arteta. I know they do have a couple of wins over us, but they're very few and far between in comparison to the hurting that we normally put on there more, a lot of the games at their ground end in a draw. So it's just one of them things, man, where I guess I'm just trying to make sense of it all.
So So I was saying, I think there was a lack of intensity yesterday, which was my biggest frustration. I saw Arsenal pressing and shutting us down with intent and purpose, whereas it felt as though we were just very happy to get near to them before they passed the ball, as opposed to actually clamping them and putting them under real pressure. Because, again, in terms of a technical aspect, Declan Rice, Jorginho, Odegaard, they're all very technically proficient. So it's not like every time you press them, you're going to get the ball or you're going to get any joy out of it. But what it does do, it keeps them honest. It keeps them on their toes. And eventually they're going to make a mistake. Someone's going to make a mistake. Because what you do, you close down the avenues and the ball goes to the weaker players technically. And then when you get the weaker players technically, then you clamp them, you get the ball back, and then we start again. We didn't do any of that. And for me, it's about how we bounce back from here. It really is, because for me, we have to win our next 4 Premier League fixtures, and that's before we play Manchester City. For me, there's no compromise there. We have to win our next 4 Premier League fixtures.
Yeah.
And we can't sit there and go, oh, you know, they're tough games. Yeah, every game's tough. But, you know, if we want to win the league, we've got to beat these tough teams. We've done it before when we've chased and when we've won the league. So we can do it. We need maximum points from the next 4 fixtures. And I genuinely do believe we can get that. But before we go into all of that, news today came out that Chelsea are potentially looking at sacking Pochettino. And just like they do with every player that we're linked with, they now want a manager we're heavily linked with. So, first I'll ask you, do you think Alonso would go to Chelsea if they went in for him?
Just so, you know, because I just saw a couple of people that I was talking, and people seem to want to be rude and all that these days. So again, everybody be careful what you say, yeah, because it's not the one. But yeah, the whole like thing that I was explaining why he's gone, because I was talking about the inferiority complex Arsenal have with Liverpool. And yeah, Arsenal have beaten Liverpool twice in the last 2 seasons, including yesterday. But going into yesterday's game, it was only once. And we derailed their title race. We battered them in the second half of that game. We battered them in the second half of the Anfield game this season. And even though there were draws, I get it. But not being able to beat Liverpool is still one of the hardest things that Arsenal have found over the last decade. So whether people like it or not, whether Arsenal fans want to understand or not, Arsenal don't like playing Liverpool because we're one of the teams that's hardest to beat. Other than Man City, we're one of the hardest teams for Arsenal to get points against. So, yeah, plus we beat you in the FA Cup. So, yes, Arsenal don't like playing Liverpool. And Arsenal do have... I mean, your own manager played You'll Never Walk Alone to get his players up for it. It's something that's well known. It's a known fact. He has a thing about Liverpool because of what we've done to him over his playing career and his managerial career.
I know we've bantered him for that, and rightly so. But as of right now, Drift, do we not have to humble ourselves a little bit and go, well, the last 4 times we've played them in the league, we've lost 2 and drawn 2. Like
they've been in the momentum during that time. To fair play to them, yeah.
So you could argue that we're not liking playing Arsenal at the moment, whereas they are all right playing us at the moment because they're taking more points of us than we're taking off them.
I mean, yeah, you could say that, but again, recent history would suggest that the hurting we've put on them, you know, they've got more PTSD than we do when the 2 teams play each other. But anyway, enough of talking about them. Yeah, I don't think Alonso would go to Chelsea. That I could be completely wrong about it. But I don't think he'll go there. I think and I'm not even trying to be shady to Chelsea, but if any manager wants to maintain their reputation at the moment, I think Chelsea's a bad bet. And I think maybe Alonso, well, I hope Alonso would also look at it that way if he was going to consider it. If we didn't know that Klopp was leaving, again, maybe there's a possibility, maybe that he'd be like, oh, still a big team, still means I'm in the Premier League, let me take it. But the fact that he deliberately made sure that he put something in his contract that said that he could only leave to the 3 clubs that he played for means in his mind, I think those are the only teams that he really wants to manage if he takes that step up. And I don't think that he would want to burn bridges at this point of his career. So, for example, maybe he wouldn't take a Barcelona job because it might burn the bridges to being a Real Madrid manager. And I think maybe he wouldn't take a job with the other big teams in England because it would burn his bridges to being Liverpool manager. Clearly, those are the teams he wants to be the manager of. He asked for the contract where it said that Leverkusen have absolutely no say if Liverpool, Bayern Munich, or Real Madrid come in and say, we want you to be our manager. That also means Chelsea would have to pay a lot of money and there would be like a whole situation around it as well. Whereas I'm not sure if you got to pay to get him if you're the club that's in the contract. But Leverkusen can't do anything about it. Whereas Chelsea came in, Leverkusen would be within their right to say, no, you're not having him. And then do something wild like want 20, 30 million if they really want to force the
It
situation.
depends how long's left on his contract and how much his contract, because they'd have to buy out his contract.
Yeah.
EMJP makes a good point here, and obviously I know 8-year contracts are banned. Big up yourself, EMJP, as well. But Chelsea, let's be honest, Chelsea throw money at things, but they could turn around and say, look, 5-year deal, 11 mil a year, plus you'll get a nice healthy budget. The first year you'll get as a bit of a write-off, because we know it's a bit of a mess at the moment. Like, Alonso's a man that likes a challenge. We saw he came to Liverpool when Liverpool weren't at their best, and he helped bring us back to like one of the top teams in Europe as well. He's done the same at Leverkusen, bro. Leverkusen were very much a sleeping giant when he went there. So we can't look at it and go, Alonso only really goes to finish projects or projects that look like they could be quite easy. Like Leverkusen, when he took over, if I'm not mistaken, we're in the relegation zone, and he's turned them around to now being title challengers. Could he not look at Chelsea and go, say maybe apply? And I know a few of you are going to say
Maybe,
FFP and all that, but
know.
you guys know my thoughts on FFP. Until I see FFP really like implemented on one of the big top teams, I don't really believe in FFP, because it's easy targeting your Nottingham Forests and your Evertons. I want to see you do something about Chelsea and Man City if you're really about it. Because for me, FFP is a bully that can bully little people right now, but I can't really bully anyone the same size as it. So that's where I see it. So do you think that could sway Alonso potentially? The allure of the project, the allure of the money, the allure of potentially waking up a sleeping giant?
Not when Liverpool are already in need of a manager. So that's what I'm saying. If Jurgen Klopp was staying at Liverpool and there was absolutely nothing that was happening, but he just knew through the grapevine, little murmurings that, you know, maybe when Klopp's contract finishes, for an example, he's the one that we want, and he knew he had to wait around for 2 years, maybe then he might be like, nah, that's a bit much, man. So much can happen in football in that space of time. Nah, let me have a look at this Chelsea project. But the fact that he knows that he's going to be getting the Liverpool job if Liverpool want him in the next few months, no, I don't think they would be able to sway him in that regard. I mean, well, I would like to think that he would much rather be Liverpool manager than Chelsea manager. So if we both want him to be our manager at the same time, then, you know, he sees himself as an honorary Scouser. He's even said that himself. Do you get what I mean? Like he loves everything about. And if I'm not, I don't know if people were being stupid or whether they're being serious when they said he met his wife in Liverpool and she's actually Scouse as well. I don't know if that was true or not.
I don't think that is actually
but,
true.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, his connection to Liverpool is very strong. I'd be really shocked if he would pick Chelsea over Liverpool, especially while Chelsea are in the mud as well. Because you got to remember, Chelsea, they are actually a little bit effed at the moment in terms of like the whole overall what's going on there. Can it be fixed? Yeah, it can, but we'll see. You can never say never in football, innit? But I would be very shocked if Xabi Alonso pick Chelsea over Liverpool this summer. I'll be very, 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 very shocked.
I would be as well. For a bit of fun, though. Let's say he did pick.
Yeah, the comment about his wife was a lie, but apparently, obviously his kids were born and grew up in Liverpool. Apparently, so yeah.
Let's play a bit of fantasy here. Let's say he goes to Chelsea. Who would you look towards as manager apart from Mancini?
I don't know, brother. There's nobody really. I know that's like I'm not answering your question, but there's just nobody, bro. At this point, I'd have to kind of just accept that, all right, mum and dad, I'll take the arranged marriage in it. I'll just hope for the best. I've had a terrible time of finding love myself. I just take my parents picking it for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel, bro. Like, I just have to take what I'm given as manager, and it is what it is. I really don't know who I want at this point. I really don't. Nah, Postecoglou, I think he's a brilliant manager, but I would be too worried about his obsession with one way of playing. That means if it's not working, then you're in trouble. Do you know what I mean? Poch, you know. Wife swap. Oh man, I still think Poch is a good manager. I'm not gonna look at the situation that's going on right now when Chelsea are a mess. He's doing a lot of crazy things though. He does have to take a lot of responsibility because he is the manager. But I do think Chelsea is a bit of a poison chalice at the moment. It's kind of difficult for anybody to truly do well under the environment that they're under. So, yeah, maybe not fresh out of the Chelsea job, but overall, I do think he's a good manager. But yeah, no, I have no idea who it would be, bro. So, like I said, pick for me in it, and then I'll just have to learn to love it.
I was going to mention Poch because I know me and you are big fans of Poch.
Mm.
And I know Chelsea are a bit of a poison chalice, but he has got good players there. I'll be real. He shouldn't be losing to Wolves at home. Not the players he's got.
No. Like I said, he does have to take some responsibility. He does. Yeah.
Real quick game as well. This for everyone in this chat. So Chelsea are currently in a bit of a bother with FFP, supposedly, and apparently have to sell £100 million worth of players as of right now just to balance the books. If you could right now go into the summer, considering what we might need, maybe a centre-back, a DM, another attacker, which player would you look at from Chelsea and go, I'd take them for Liverpool, maybe at a slight cut price as well?
Oh, what, you think that they'll start letting them go to rivals? And
they might not have a choice.
Well, I guess they do to a degree because I know they need the money, but surely they need the money because they want to buy. They don't need the money because they're about to like break the rules. It's just they've got no money to buy and they blatantly need to play.
It's both, bro. Shout out to Simon in the comments as well. I think it's both, bro.
Oh, big up, sir. Oh, I was along the impression that it was only to bring in a player that they want, not because they're in trouble, as in like they're literally in trouble now. If it is that they're literally in trouble now, that is a little bit of a mad one because not Thiago Silva, like Sarah just said, because he's about 49 now. I'd probably say the only Chelsea player that I would actually take would be Nkunku. I'm not saying they don't have good players, but I'm even thinking about who would mix well in the Liverpool squad as well. So it's not just about, do I think he's a good player over there or in general? Thinking about where he could fit in at Liverpool. Nkunku's a brilliant, versatile forward that can play across the front the way the players are that we have now. We do need an extra forward. I actually think Nkunku could also play an advanced 8. Yeah, he would be a player that I would definitely. I mean, the injuries are a little bit of a worry. What's happened since he went to Chelsea? But if you're just asking me based on the talent of the player, I mean, here's the crazy thing: you look at Caicedo, and you still know there's a baller in there. But what he did, you can't really go back on that, can you?
I still don't blame him for that. I'll be honest. I know I'm gonna sound like the saltiest person. I am really going to sound like the saltiest person. So again, if I get criticized for it, I get it. But do you remember back when like we were speaking about DMs like this time last year, and I was saying like as much as I rate Caicedo, I don't think he's a DM for us because his work on the ball isn't as good as some of the others. Do you now see what I mean by that?
I don't know, he seems to be the only shining light in the team that's playing badly, though. But he's just on his own, innit? How much can he do by himself?
I think Endo's been playing way better than Caicedo this season overall.
Ask the Chelsea fans, bro. They'll tell you Caicedo's been the one who's been way better,
But I don't think he's a lone DM. I don't think he'd work in our midfield.
You're not really alone in our midfield, though, if you get what I mean.
Ask McAllister, bro.
No, but he does get a lot of help from Szoboszlai and Jones. He does. Like, let's forget about yesterday's game because that game was just a one-off, crazy, weird, poor performance. If you look in general, McAllister does get help from Szoboszlai and Jones in our midfield, bro. Our midfield has become very workmanlike. It has become very workmanlike. There is technique in there, but he's become very workmanlike. So
I think our midfield is less workmanlike than it used to be.
Yeah, but that was because workmanlike was what those players were best at being. But now, and the wickedest thing is, a lot of people, because I'm seeing a few people that are agreeing with you on the Enzo thing. And again, please don't shoot me because I think Enzo is a brilliant player. But now that we've got McAllister, would Enzo not be a same type of player that would be like, well, where would Enzo play? Would it mean that he would bench McAllister then? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't think Enzo's a better player than McAllister.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's why I wouldn't go for Enzo. Again, I know I'm going to get cussed for this, but I'm going to say I'm either going for Colwill or Cole Palmer.
Well, where would Cole Palmer play in our team?
Right wing.
So you would have him as cover then? Because he's not good enough to literally take Mo if Mo left.
No, but no one is. No one is.
No, but we got to consider that's a possibility this summer as well. So if we buy a right winger, he needs to be ready to actually be a first team right winger.
Yeah, rotation. I'll be honest, the next right winger we get, we'll have to rotate with someone else because we're not going to get the Salah output from one right winger. Like that's when
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't even have to be. Do you know what? I can't believe I've actually forgotten about him. Colwill, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I said. Colwill or Palmer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, shit. You just said it. Yeah, Colwill.
Yeah,
we need a left-sided centre back. After seeing how poor he is at playing left back, I'm not quite sure because we used to say a lot. We can do that, and then it can become a free if we're gonna, do.
It's different playing left back though and playing inverted as a back three.
It is, but he's definitely looked like if he's not in the centre of the field, he's not that good. Like if he gets dragged out wide, then it's a problem. So you do need your left back to be a little comfortable at doing that if you're going to play that system. But then again, we might play a back three if we get Alonso, like a literal back three with the wing backs. It might not even be. So we might actually just need a natural sided left-footed centre back for that role. So it would be perfect. It would be Colwill, Van Dijk, and Ibu. That would be an absolutely perfect back three. It would have everything you need in it for. Yeah, do you know what? Colwill could be the shout. Colwill could be the shout. But again, I know I don't think Chelsea. I know it seems like they've got a bit of problems, but I don't think Chelsea are going to sell any of the boys. Do you get what I mean? Like it looks to me like they've been getting rid of the players that they're not as bothered about leaving. When it comes to the boys, like the Chelsea guys, and I think Colwill's one of those players they consider like a Chelsea guy, like that's their future, like Cobham, graduate, all that stuff. I reckon they want to get rid of a few of the players that they're not that bothered about. Same way they seem like they weren't really that bothered about some of the players that left, like Havertz. No, a few of the players that left over the last few years, the ones they're not really that bothered about.
Havertz was money laundering. I don't get why people think I'm saying that as a joke. It was money laundering.
I don't even think they would have sold Mount if he had years left on his contract. I actually think that was because he had 1 year left and wanted to leave. I think they would have kept him.
Shout out to Jamrock. Gallagher. What about Gallagher?
I don't think they was bothered about Gallagher even as a graduate.
No, I'm saying, would you take him for Liverpool?
Oh no. He's got a heart of gold, Gallagher, but he's not good enough to play for Liverpool.
Such a patronising statement as a footballer.
No, I'm being serious, man. The kid just works hard. He runs around.
He's got a heart of gold. He has bless his cotton socks, but nah, not at Liverpool.
Nah, top player though. Again, I'm not even saying it in a condescending way. I think a Newcastle or a West Ham or a team like that, they would be absolutely, they'd smack it if they got him. Like he would fit in perfectly and do brilliant at that level. Brighton, one of those clubs, Aston Villa, one of them clubs just below a mid-table club trying to force their way into being in the battle with the big boys. I think Gallagher would absolutely smoke. But Gallagher ain't good enough to be Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. He's not quite that level. Do you know what I mean? But he is a good player, though. He is a good player.
Shout QDis662 says Chelsea are looking to sell their homegrown as they reflect 100%.
I have heard that that's the situation with Gallagher. I've heard that that's what it is.
Surely we try and go for a little Colwill there, man. Surely.
I'm not paying 70 mil for Colwill, though.
I don't think we'd have to, though. How much would you pay for Colwill? What's the maximum you'd go? 40? You wouldn't go 50 for Colwill, no?
The way our budget is, that's a lot of the budget.
We say we don't know what our budget is. We're guessing that.
Well, you know it's never high. You know
we say that, but we put in a record bid for Caicedo.
And we do need a midfielder and possibly a forward this summer. We can't be going and spending no 60, 70 mil on a centre-back, knowing we have those other roles in the team. I'm not going to lie, bro. I think 40 would be about right. If he goes on to be an £80 million player in the future, that's fine. But the last 12 months have not really been that good. And the only thing prior to that was just one good season on loan. And, for example, his loan season at Brighton, even though it was really good, it wasn't as good, in my opinion, as Ben White's loan at Leeds, as an example.
That's facts. Yeah. That's facts.
And then he was only a £50 million player when he left, right?
But that was a few years back, though. Mark is inflated since then.
Yeah, you do have to take that into consideration, I guess.
Ben White was so good at Leeds. But it was also a division lower as well, Drift, because when he went back to Brighton, he had a good season at Brighton, but it wasn't as great as he was at Leeds either.
But that's what I'm saying. So Ben White had way more credit in the bank than what Colwill does, and he went for 50.
Oh, I don't think he has. Because remember, Colwill was brilliant at Brighton, and that's the Premier League. And for the under-21s, Colwill was excellent as well.
Oh, so you would say that Colwill at this point now has more credit than what Ben White did before he went to Arsenal?
Yeah, slightly.
I don't know. I don't know if I was. But again, back to your question, yeah, I think that would be too much to pay, like 60, 70 million, bro. Like, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
So let's say it was 50 mil and that sorted out centre back. Would you still, because again, no shame in my game, I'd like us to sign Tosin from Fulham. I know it's going to sound like overkill. I want us to sign 2 centre backs in the summer, 1 on a free and 1 bought. I think Tosin could do a very good role for us. And it means
didn't we figure out he had a year left and he's not free? No, is Tosin free? Yeah?
No, he's free in the summer. From what I know,
if he's free in the summer, then that probably is a no-brainer. Still, can't
like
lie.
Tosin and Colwill for me. Well, here's one for you guys.
To add to Ibu and Kwanzaa as the young back four, that would be a brilliant. That's perfect.
Tosin's 26, Virgil's in his 30s, Colwill and Kwanzaa will be early 20s, and then Ibu will be 25. Like that for me would be. Plus, it would allow you to do 3 at the back or 4 at the back as well.
Yeah. That would be perfect. That would actually be perfect.
And then that's 2 homegrown players coming in as well.
And then reluctantly, if you have to make space in the squad, that type of scenario and us playing in a back 3 would mean we could possibly use cash from selling Tsimikas.
No, I don't again sell Simi.
We probably would have to make space in the squad because if you think about it, you can't register those players for.
No, we can.
Europe.
They're both homegrown, bro. So we could.
What does Europe count with that homegrown? I thought that's Premier League. In Europe, you still have to register a squad, don't you?
No, you do, but they'll be registered under a homegrown quota. So you've got your 17 non-homegrown, your 8 homegrown that you can register, and then your under 21s that you don't need to register.
Oh, so in Champions League, you don't have to register under 21s as well. I thought you had to register no matter what age the player was.
I don't believe you have to register under 20. Guys, correct me.
I thought it was only Premier League, bro, where that was the case. In Europe, I thought you still had to put them in the squad. No
correct me if I'm wrong here, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you do. One question I want to ask you guys. I want to ask you this as well. I'm seeing a few of you mention Pacho from Frankfurt. Never watched him, so I can't comment. If I was to say Hincapié, Inacio, Colwill, or Botman, who you taking?
Colwill, Inacio, Botman, or
Hincapié. And let's assume it's Xabi Alonso coming in.
Botman. I think Botman is the better one out of all of those. There's not a lot in it, but Botman for me would be the better one out of those. Plus, he's played in the league, and Newcastle are a lot easier to acquire from, possibly with the same issues that Chelsea with the FFP thing. He might be one they're willing to let go based on their scenario.
Call me crazy here, and I'm not even saying he's the best out of these players. He might actually be the worst currently. He may have the highest ceiling though. I'd probably go Colwill still. For the homegrown situation, the fact that he's not going to come in and demand a starting place straight away with Van Dijk, I would probably go Colwill.
You say that, but isn't that one of the main reasons why apparently he was willing to stay at Chelsea? Because he was promised first team football and he knew if he left, he might not.
But I also know he'll get a good amount of game time at Liverpool. Because Virgil... quickly.
We don't know for sure, though.
Hello, uncle.
All right,
Say
little
it.
man.
Hello,
You all right, little man?
Say bigger.
bigger.
Balala.
I
Yeah, I would
yeah,
go Cole.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think he kind of would want to play every week. I think that was the reason why he stayed at Chelsea, bro, to play every week. Was he about
But
22 now, Colwell? I think
let's
he's
say
getting
we
to
do
that
go
age
to
where
a-
he's not happy with just sitting on the bench.
But let's say we do go to a back three, then effectively he probably would play every week.
If we go to a back three, then he would probably play every week. Yeah, I agree with that. But again, you never know if he would play a back three.
Well, it's
because-
options. It's options. And again,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know I've not been a fan of him playing there. He can play left back at a push, even though I don't think we'd have to with Robbo and Simicast there.
I know, bro. If you look what he's been doing at Chelsea, his
I
left
know,
back days
it's a
are
bit
over, bro. Yeah, his left back days are over, bro.
No.
He's not an Ake or one of them guys who can do it. Like, bro, his left back days are over. Cole should never, nor does he ever want to play left back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, Trev.
yeah, no,
Can you do me a favor? Can you start reading the supers? And I'll be 1 minute.
Yeah. Smash the like button, everyone. Big up everyone who's watching. Pimp, big up yourself, bro. Not only does the B-Tech manager look like an action man, his arms move like one as well. Leave the fist punching to Klopp. You know what? And then Sadiq, obviously, as well, big up, bros, asking, love to know your take on the Arteta fist pumps. It blatantly was him trying to mock the ting, innit? Like, let's make no bones about it. He was trying to mock the ting. If you don't go on and win the league, then it's more you that look stupid trying to mock it. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, knowing that Klopp's leaving as well, could it be seen as a mark of deliberate disrespect? Probably. If that's how Arteta wants to move, you know, not being... being a bit shady and a bit classless, let him do what he's doing, man. It is what it is, man. I can't. I remember a lot of people said to me that a lot of Arsenal fans said to me that they don't think Arteta's arrogant. I think that's just because he's your manager. I think everybody else knows he's extremely arrogant. So, yeah, if that's what he wants to do, leave him to it, man. Leave him to it. As I said, I think it's because he knows that beating Liverpool is something that keeps him awake at night. But is what it is. Leave him to it. Just go win the league now, innit, Arteta? Since you're a bad man. John, I'm sorry, but Grav is not it, man. No heart and desire. Bro, let's not give up on Gravenberch. I remember this is what people did with Joe Gomez and a few others last season. Like, come on, man. He's only been here for, 6-7 months. New to the league. He's only 21. I think a lot of people forget as well that the younger players take longer to adapt sometimes. Like, come on, man. Let's not give up on him just yet. He's a quality baller, man. We'll see, innit? Although he was terrible yesterday. M says, unpopular opinion, right back is a bigger issue for us than the DM role. No. I don't know if I'd go that far, bro, because we have two good players that can play right back.
We've got Connor and Joey, they were good.
So I wouldn't say. Maybe the headache and the dilemma of what to do around Trent and all that, you could consider a problem. But yeah, I don't know. John says, like Grav, I like Grav Broski. Oh, hold on. Like Grav Broski, how are you doing the splits trying to control the ball? One turn and his legs are spread out like bar. Flipping out. Not to mention off the ball. Again, guys, we got to give Gravenberch time. I know he's had a bit of a rough start to his Liverpool career, but he is a young 21-year-old getting used to the league after not playing any football last season. Like, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. And again, like I'm just trying to give people a bit of what happened last season when people were throwing players away because they weren't playing well. And then this season, they've been some of our best performers. So we just got to calm down. I understand people are a bit frustrated, but the kid just got here, man. Like, come on, man. And he actually has had some good performances. He hasn't been crap the whole time. Dean says, it's time we really look at some of the players that we have if we want to compete at the highest level. Elliot Jones, Gravenberch, we could do better. I disagree. I disagree, Dean.
Take Jones out of that list for a start, bro.
Not
Go on,
even
Jim.
just that, bro. Elliot and Gravenberch, if you're talking about squad players, it's very hard to get better squad players than that. We're talking about players who are young, hungry to play, don't have to be registered, as you always rightly point out, Cal, especially with Elliot, and are willing to understand the role they have in a team. If you look at a lot of teams, sometimes the problem becomes the player not wanting to only be 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, you know what I mean, and wanting to play every single week. Like, respectfully, Dean, I think our squad players are good. We can't always just feel this way after a bad result, because going into this game, we had squad players that were playing well.
To be fair, though, Dean has been consistent with this. From what I've seen of Dean hasn't just been saying this after a loss.
Yeah, I don't know
throughout the season. Here's the thing: Elliot, Grav, and Endo are not starters for me, but what they are excellent squad depth players.
Yeah,
like I still want another DM to come in and play before Endo and Bichetic. For me, in an ideal world, Endo becomes our third choice DM. But for me, can you get a better third choice DM than an Endo nowadays? Probably not. So I'm good with Endo.
You probably can't even get a better second.
Maybe. The question,
like a better backup. Then
the squad depth isn't the issue for me. It's the starting 11 we can still improve on, in my opinion. I just want to show you something I've made earlier, Drift. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So
yeah, you might have to zoom in a little bit, but yeah, I can see it. Obviously, I'm going to take this one down. Big up Dean anyway, though. Big up yourself as always. I think you will be hard pressed, Dean, to go and find me 5 midfielders that have been better than Curtis Jones this season. If you do, fair enough. Curtis Jones has been brilliant. Like, he cannot be on that list, Dean. I'm really shocked to see Curtis Jones on that list, but yeah, anyway, go on, Kerr.
So from homegrown, so again, I'm a bit of a nerd, as you guys know. I like a little spreadsheet and all that, blah blah blah. Go and have your little fun with it. So this would be effectively the squad. So the under 21s would be Bradley, Ramsey, Elliot, and Bichetic. The homegrown players would be Kelleher, Pitaluga or Yaros as third choice, Gomez, Kwanzaa. I'd obviously like us to bring in Tosin, Jones, and Trent. And then non-homegrown, which is the 17 which are filled here, providing no one leaves, who isn't meant to leave. Allison, Konate, Virgil, a new centre-back. That centre-back could be moved there, let's say if it was Colwill. Robbo, Simicas, a new DM. Endo, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Grav, who will now no longer be an under-21 player. Salah, a new right winger. Again, if that's Elise moves into this category here. Jota, Nunes, Diaz, and Gakpo. So Alonso, if you are coming in and you need 3 guys to help with, back office stuff and all that, then we're available as well. So just saying, obviously Drift's already on the transfer board. Matt can sort out food and nutrition and the wing wizardry and technique, and I can do the nerdy stuff if you want. So just throwing out there, Xabi. But I do think we do need to focus on man said there's an emoji on that, all right, Louis, I see you, bro. I do think we could do with getting some homegrown players, and I do think we still have to go and get a centre back, a DM, and a right winger. But as of right now, you might disagree with me, Drift. 3 or 4 players, I think, is all we need. And we have the perfect squad, in my opinion.
It will depend on if it is Xabi Alonso and what type of player he would want as well. Because we've been used to thinking about it based on the way Klopp plays. Xabi Alonso obviously does play differently, so it will be quite interesting to know what he would want if he comes in. And you know what I think we need to do as well? I think we need to actually get our minds around the idea that we have to be open to who will be the manager, because we keep making these assumptions, and the assumptions are the mother of all fuck-ups. I really think we need to stop talking about Alonso like he's actually a Liverpool manager, because you got to remember as well, Bayern Munich will probably be looking for a manager if Thingy doesn't win the league. Like, if Bayern Munich don't win the league, they'll be looking for a manager. They're one of the other clubs that he's obviously got the agreement with that he can go to. He's in Germany already. He might think it's an easier transition already knowing the league.
He's loved there as well.
Do you know what I mean? Like, And Real Madrid, if they don't win the Champions League, don't get twisted. They'll pull the trigger on Ancelotti. They're not above doing that if they know they might miss out on Alonso if they wait.
I disagree with that only because he just got the new contract.
Yeah, but Real Madrid don't care about contracts, bro.
No, I agree with you.
Real Madrid
I agree with you. I think Ancelotti's the only one. Maybe Zidane, actually. I think Ancelotti and Zidane are the only two managers that are the exceptions to that.
No, but they fired Ancelotti twice.
I know. No. They
twice.
I think they.
This is the third time he's been their manager, bro. They've sacked him twice.
No, I think they've sacked him once and he left once. I don't think he got sacked twice.
Him both times.
No, they didn't sack him twice, man.
Mutual agreement, bro. He got sacked, bro. He's been sacked by Real Madrid twice, bro. I'm surprised he went back. That's a mad thing. Imagine if your girl broke up with you twice. Would you get back with her a third time?
Nah.
After she's been around.
No, I couldn't. It'd be a lot still.
Yeah, never.
Could you just be on the edge all the time? You'd be thinking, when's she gonna break up again, brother? You might break a glass, brother, and you just hear her take a deep breath, and you'd be like, better go pack those bags. Where's the nearest travel lodge? Like, I can't. Yeah, I couldn't do it. But hold tight, Ancelotti, man. Hold tight, Ancelotti. Big hit up a couple more of these supers. Big up Sadiq. Hope you and the family and the missus especially are well. Would you take Poch over Alonso or Alonso over Poch? Honestly, I'm 50-50. I love Xabi Alonso, the player. I don't know if he's ready for Liverpool as a manager.
It would be ludicrous for us to say he's a better manager than Poch. It would be. That would be full copium and bias, wouldn't it? Really?
No. I can't even read this out.
I can't believe you even brought it up, bro. Oh, man.
Give me the yellow with the wickedest slum. Soren says, big up Soren again. Big up, gents. Hincape plays for Leverkusen. Think he would be good in Xabi's back three. Well, he's doing well there so far, isn't he? Come up from a bad injury and he's been doing well. Welcomes Football Talk, says big up Kopish, tuning in as always. Nice speech to you, Cal and Big Six Bants. Liverpool going for all, you never walk alone. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you're well, man. AD says Tottenham and Arsenal both showing themselves. Beating us was their ultimate achievement. Remember, we're just the bridesmaid. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he's talking about the way they both celebrated.
Yeah, we knew this, though. We knew this.
Yeah.
All you have to do is look at how the rivals celebrated when Klopp announced that he was leaving, because apparently Klopp's a bottler as well. So it's like,
one thing I will say, Cal, and this is the thing I find a bit mad, is I think the reason why people look at the way they're celebrating and they say what they do, and obviously Arsenal are going to be in their feelings about it because we're talking about them, and Tottenham will be in their feelings because we were talking about them the last time. But when you look at a team like Man City as an example, right, who've won so many things, if they're celebrating in that kind of way, you can kind of maybe give it a little bit more of that, oh, it's a bit over the top, innit? But hey, the man, they do this, innit? But when you're one of them other teams like Arsenal and Tottenham who haven't been winning anything, you almost kind of like, you would think that they would learn from the mistake of keep doing it and then not getting over the line. So with the Arsenal one, for an example, because that was what happened yesterday, you look at how they were last season, and then even the manager himself, you think to yourself, bro, you as the leader should be the one who's like, be happy, but be like, all right, boys, unbelievable. But let's, whoa, we're only halfway through the season, though. It was a brilliant win, but do you know what I mean? But all of that is like, that's that hype. But then if you don't get over the line, you haven't learned from your mistake. You haven't realized that's what you did last time. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? You boss putting the Jimmy on. You didn't even put it in, blood. We've got to learn from our mistakes, bro. We have to learn from our mistakes, bro. But they don't seem to be learning from their mistakes. And I think that's the reason why people are being judgmental towards them. Now, if they'd won the league last year and they were doing this, then it probably wouldn't even be a big deal. But you never got over the line last year. And you didn't learn from the mistake of thinking you had it wrapped up and overzealous, exaggerated celebrations and being overly excited when the job weren't done yet and all that stuff. So be happy in a moment. But you have to also stay grounded in it. And I think that's where I'm coming from anyway. I just look at it and I'm like, yo, you lot don't learn, man. You lot keep making the same mistakes. Get over the line and then be that happy and whatever. But we're only in February. And you're already doing the we won the league celebrations, taking the photos and all that stuff. Well, you better go win the league now. I swear to you, Cal, Arsenal better go win the league now, bro. Because them celebrations there look like the celebrations, the game before the last game, and you know it's all done and you've almost got it wrapped up. Like go win the league now, bro.
Shall I be honest, Drift? I see it different from you. I genuinely, I didn't find it cringe. I didn't find it silly. I didn't
find it cringe. I didn't find it cringe. Yeah.
I don't have more power to Arsenal for celebrating like that, because for me it showed how much they won it, and for me it was more a case of galvanizing the crowd and saying we flopped last season, but look, we've beaten Man City at home, Man United at home, Liverpool at home. We're more serious this season. I think Arsenal were well within their rights to celebrate how they celebrated. I don't think they went over the top. I don't think they did any of that. I can't lie.
But are they more serious this season? They were top this time last year with about 8-point gap.
No, but
how can they be more serious this year when they're in third?
Because Liverpool and City weren't as serious as they were this time last year. Remember, City only really kicked into gear late February, March.
Yeah, well, then that kind of means that they've got less chance of winning this year than they did last year. No, but because City are above them and they always kick in at this time of the year.
If I'm not mistaken, this time last season, I think we were on 39 points. This time we're on 51 or something like that?
No, we're different. We're
very different. If I'm not mistaken, City might be on more points this time now than they were this time last season.
That's what I'm saying. So that means that they're in a worse position to win the league than they were last year.
No, but they're also showing that they can bounce back from having disappointment and still go again. They're effectively doing what we did from 18-19 to 19-20. Now, granted, 19-20 we blitzed it and no one was close to us, but I'll be honest, they deserve to celebrate like that, bro. Like, yes, there was the biggest win in their last 4 years, and I'm not even trying to say that because I'm a Liverpool fan. It genuinely was, bro. That was a title changing game. Like if we win that game yesterday, Arsenal out of the title race. They're absolutely
of course, and be happy. Be happy. Like I get it. Be happy. I just think you've got to keep a lid on the happiness to a degree, though. So again, I'm not trying to police their celebrations, but I'm just asking you to learn from your mistake. And last season they did a lot of that overzealous celebrating, like in a lot of people's opinion, going too far with the celebrating, and then you got to go and win the league then if it's that type of scenario. Yeah, but again, I take it as flattery. I said it in my review. I take it as flattery. We're always the yardstick. We're always the one people are comparing their players to. And that celebration there yesterday was based on how good they think we are. So I take it as a form of flattery.
No, so do I. I don't think as Liverpool fans we should really focus on that at all. Like, we shouldn't focus on them at all. We're still above them in the league. If we do our job, we're still above them. And like them celebrating, yeah, bruv, they just beaten us. They beat us. They played a better game. They did better. Like, so, you know.
Again, and do you want to know what as well, Carl? I think because I've been looking at what people have been seeing, and I've been trying to put like some understanding in it as well. And I think it's because I have a history of it. I just think that's what it is. They just have a history of it. We're talking about Lacazette jumping in the crowd to celebrate with the fans, getting an equaliser against Crystal Palace at home, like taking pictures in the changing room because they beat Man United. Like those, I think they just have a history of this over-exaggerated type of thing. And again, you're right. They're entitled to do what they want. But I think if you're going to do those over-the-top celebrations, then you've got to win. And I think that's what it is. It come back and bite you in the ass because let's be honest, if they don't win the league, the first thing we're all going to is their celebrations yesterday. Be like, well, what did it get you?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, bro, I've got a bag.
So they've got to learn to stop giving people ammunition.
Yeah, of course. Oh, bro, I've got a bag of images from their celebration yesterday that I'm waiting to release when they lose or if they bottle it. I'm waiting, bro. But as of right now, I just got to kind of sit on the images and hope that they do flop. So let's move on though. And finish up.
You know, it's a long day for you when Foden gets a hat trick. Flipping out.
For real. Jake says, I was at the game. Klopp got it tactically wrong yesterday. The whole right side was self-sabotage, and I see Klopp losing us another title. Klopp shocking. I disagree with that last sentence. I disagree up until it says I see Klopp losing us another title. We're still fully in this title race. But yes, Klopp can't keep on making tactical mistakes either from now until the end of the season. He can't. Because the last thing we want is Klopp to go out on
the thing is as well, Jake, with all due respect, I think it's extremely harsh to say Klopp lost us the titles the years when we didn't win them, because 93 and 97 points losing the league. I mean, you can critique things throughout the season, but you can do that to every scenario. Like, he damn near made us perfect, and we still had somebody who was just that a little bit better than us. So I think that's harsh to say the 2 years we didn't win it, Klopp lost us the title. Like, I think that's extreme. I think that's wrong wording. That's for me anyway.
Gary says, sometimes you need to feel disappointment for the winning to taste sweeter. For the parade at the end of the season, I'd like my popcorn salted with Arteta's tears. I like sweet popcorn, but I'd take some salted popcorn on that basis.
Sweet and salty, bro.
No, I only do sweet, bro.
Oh, have you never tried sweet and salty? It's nice.
No, I've tried it. I'm not a fan of salted popcorn. I only do sweet popcorn.
I don't do only salted. Yeah, that's boring. But sweet and salted, I'm not gonna lie, it bangs. I didn't think it would, but it does.
Because you suggested, I might try it again.
Toffee's the best one, though.
See, I used to love toffee when I was younger, but I'm not really.
Butterkiss toffee popcorn, Cal.
Butterkiss sweet popcorn for me is the one.
Butterkiss toffee popcorn bangs harder than most.
It's up there. I prefer the sweet one.
Okay, fair enough.
Clark Kent said, it's my birthday Wednesday. I thought Liverpool would have given me an early birthday present. Anyway, we move. Congratulations on the new arrival. Big up yourself, Clark. Appreciate you, bro.
Happy birthday, man.
Wednesday. Yeah, man, we'll probably be on Wednesday. So just give us a reminder, bro, and we'll make sure we celebrate that properly. Dean says, our starting 11 needs to be really solid. Also, Trent needs a reality check. Jones is okay, just don't know what he is good at. We're a big club. Oh, Dean, maybe we're two of the worst people to speak about with Jones, because like I raved about him highly in the under 21s, and then he broke through and I raved about him. Then I jumped off the boat a little bit. Not a little bit, actually. I jumped off the boat and then I'm fully back on the boat.
Yeah, you left me paddling by myself still.
Don't try it, Drift.
I got off the Jones boat for 1 day, and then I couldn't believe how brilliant he was the day. Yeah, but I was still holding the boat, thinking what direction to swim in. And then all I had to do is pull myself back on, bro. You didn't even know where the boat was, bro.
No, don't lie, bro. I was on the dinghy next to the boat. I just wouldn't go back on the boat. But I was on the dinghy next to the boat.
I couldn't even see you anymore, bro. Man, at the binoculars, like
you a damn liar, Drift. You a damn liar.
Where's Cal? Is that Cal?
Nah, you
Cal?
You jumped off the boat as well, man. Jones for me. Again, if everyone's fit and on form, I'd arguably say Jones probably wouldn't be a starter, but otherwise, yeah, he's got to be in the squad. Clark Kent says, drop the beat twice for me and Chris Angel. Is it Chris's birthday as well?
Oh, is it Chris's? Okay.
Chris has kept that quiet if it's his birthday. Do you know what? Just in case we do forget, shout out to Clark Kent. Shout out to Chris Angel. Happy birthday to you both.
Yeah, happy birthday, Chris, as well, if it is yours. I know Clark's on Wednesday, he said, but yeah. Big up, man. Happy birthday, you lot.
This is for you guys. Big up. Vitu says, when Xabi took over Alonso, he sold 5 players and brought in 5. If each of you were the next LFC manager and could sell 3 and buy 3, name them. All right, let's do this, Drift. Not the players leaving on a free. So not Adrian, not Matip, and not Thiago.
I mean, that was probably who you were going to use. So
yeah, it probably would have been. But I'm making it hard for myself as well. You have to sell 3 players and bring 3 players in. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, because I'm gonna need
Oh,
a minute to
flipping,
even
I shouldn't even have offered, man.
I'm gonna need a minute to even think about that.
This is gonna open up a can of worms, but I'm gonna do it. All right. So if I'm selling 3 players and bringing 3 players in, I am going to sell Gakpo. Oh. And this is techie. Let me bring up the. You don't want to help out now, Drew.
Bring up the list. Let's look.
Gakpo, Carvalho.
Carvalho smells like cheating as well, but we'll move.
Phillips.
Come on, Cal.
No,
Let's not do that.
No, but you said 3 players, bro.
Bro, you said let's not include the players who we know are leaving, okay?
No, I said let's not include the players who are leaving on the free.
Yeah. And then you drew for Nat Phillips, who never plays and should have left about 3 years ago, really. Carvalho, who's not wanted at Liverpool at the moment. And then what was the other one you said?
So do you want me to take Carvalho and Phillips off the list then?
I mean, I'm going to say the same as you if we're going to do that. We can just move on.
All right. Do you know what? I'll make it a bit harder than Carvalho and Phillips aren't in it. Endo, Gakpo, and Simi.
I would go Simicast. Reluctantly Endo. Elliot.
Raw.
And again, this is massively reluctantly. I don't think any of those players are bad players at all. But I just think that those are the players that we could possibly upgrade on. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, I love Elliot.
No, I know you do. That's why I'm shocked.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking about that number 8 role. I think we could upgrade on him in terms of like overall. Remember, this is a fantasy game. I'm more than happy with even Endo. Endo's turned into a brilliant player. I don't have no issue with Endo whatsoever. But I think that we could upgrade on him if we wanted to. We have to be honest. And Simicast, because he won't even be as needed if we do go to 3 at the back or if we have a left-sided centre back because we have Robbo already. So he wouldn't be as needed.
So Joey showed that he can play left back as well.
Yeah.
So who are the 3 players you'd bring in to replace these 3 players?
Is this realistic or is this just players that I think are brilliant?
Of course it's realistic, bro. You can't say Mbappe and
No, because I was going to say something like Caicedo, an example. Is that realistic now when you're saying Chelsea might need to sell and all that stuff? Like, is that considered a realistic?
You still want Caicedo?
No, I'm just asking, like, so I know what ballpark we're playing in here.
It's got to be realistic.
All right, players I'm bringing in. I would bring in Botman.
Yeah.
Eze. Tchouaméni.
Tchouaméni's not realistic, bro. What are we doing here, Drew?
Gonna scoot past it.
What are we doing here, bro? You know he's not realistic.
Alright.
Said, I just tried to sneak him in there, like the whole of the 800 people in the chat wouldn't be.
No, do you know what? It is a tough one because it needs to be a DM, and I'll be honest with you, I do struggle to think what DMs there are out there that are actually better than Endo in regards to like our budget and all that kind of thing. So maybe I would even have to keep Endo and go for somebody else in the squad to get rid of. I just think Endo is more disposable, and I know that sounds disrespectful, but in terms of like being able to upgrade on them, I think he's one of the more disposable players in the team. Yeah, you'd have to give me a minute to think about the DM. You'd have to give me a minute to think about it because I don't want it to be a scenario where it's like a Thuram or a Kone where they are brilliant players, but they're not a full DM. Like if I'm gonna get rid of Endo, then I need it to be a full blown DM. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So
I've got my three. I've gone Kone, Colwill, and Musa Diaby.
So Musa Diaby, Colwill, and
Kone.
I don't think Diaby's realistic though, bro. Villa are doing well, and that would be mad expensive. Yeah, I know. Well, your pick is fine, but I wouldn't consider that realistic. 1 year into his contract after a good season at Villa, I think you'd have to pay out the arse for him, bro.
Kubo then.
Instead of
Diaby, sorry.
Instead of Diaby.
Shall I tell you what it is? Yeah, Neto is the hardest decision for me because when he's available, he's brilliant. Like he's so bloody good. But it's the injuries, and I hate to say it, bro. Elise looks like he's kind of falling into the same category.
Oh yeah, the injury kind of worries and concerns.
Yeah, like it's really starting.
Funny thing is, he didn't really have an injury issue until he got that bad injury that I think is still giving him the niggling problems. But you do have to worry at his age if he's becoming a bit injury prone, don't you? Yeah. Neto, when he's on form, is
the best of the bunch.
Another level. Yeah, he's a whole
Neto's
other
the best
level.
of the bunch.
Yeah, he's a whole. Like, Bob, I'll be honest with you. Talent wise, I think Neto's got an argument to be the best winger in the league behind Salah. I just think it's hard. It's obviously it sounds very hyperbolic when he hasn't been able to do what I believe he can do because of what happened to him. But like his talent is ridiculous.
No, it is.
It's absolutely insane how good Neto is. But obviously what happened to him, and then we'll never know. It's just always going to be one of those maybe stories, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a massive risk. It's a massive risk with Neto. I'll be very surprised if Wolves can hold on to him though, even with the injury concern.
Yeah,
I'll be very, very surprised if they get to hold on to him. Like that kid's a baller, man.
So we've mentioned this player a few times. We both said we'd sell him, but he is now back from the Asia Cup. Salah's very close to a return. Thiago made his first appearance of the season yesterday, and if rumours are to be believed, Bajcetic isn't too far away as well.
I'm gonna go Costa, by the way. I'm gonna go Costa for Endo to complete my three. I might change my mind. Say Douglas. Say
Douglas Luiz.
Yeah.
He's not a DM.
I always call him Costa. I don't know why my brain does that.
Because Douglas Costa, the left winger.
Yeah. It always like yeah.
I'd say Douglas Luiz is in the same bracket as Kone. They're not full DM. He's not full DM either.
I know, but I've seen how capable he is, though. I love Douglas.
He's I'll be honest. I do think Kamara does a lot of his dirty work, though.
I know, but in our team as well, what would happen is McAllister would jump just back in, and then there'd be a pivot, and it'll be McAllister and Douglas. Can you imagine how brilliant that pivot would be?
I'm not moaning if we sign Douglas Luiz.
That pivot would cook, bro.
I'm not moaning if we sign Douglas Luiz at all.
Yeah.
But if with it looking like these four players are going to come back pretty soon, how much confidence does that give you? Because if I'm not mistaken, if those 4 players are back and then Tsimikas comes back after that, we'd actually have a full squad barring Matip, if I'm not mistaken. Does that provide a game changer? Because if those 4 players are back plus Tsimikas, so let's say those 5 players, how pivotal could that be in changing the outcome of the season from being title challengers, finishing second, to actually winning it? Sorry, Zubimendi's a shout as well, by the way.
Do you remember when people looked a bit sideways when I mentioned Zubimendi in that members video we had at the beginning of the season? You know, because we were trying to think of all the DMs that we could try and go for. He was getting slept on when I mentioned him. You see how it's crazy how life turns out, isn't it?
Was me and Matt weren't sleeping on him, were we?
No, the people. Oh. The people was like, nah, not Zubimendi, man, not Zubimendi. Look how brilliant this ended up being. We could have got him for a steal in the summer, you know, bruv. He would have only been about 30 mil, bruv.
I think he ends up at Arsenal, unfortunately.
He would have only been about 30 mil in the summer.
Nah, more than that. Remember, teams went in for him, but he didn't want to leave Sociedad.
Yeah, but remember, I don't think there was a team that that was. No, but remember, didn't he have an issue with Barcelona? Wasn't there like he didn't really want to go to Barcelona for some kind of personal reason or whatever?
No. He just wanted to stay at Sociedad. He's very loyal. Saying that though, Xabi Alonso was with him when he was at Sociedad. Strange things happen.
So would you take Zubimendi as Xabi Alonso's first signing if Xabi Alonso was given the job?
Oh, I'd be over the moon with it. Can I ask a question though to everyone and you and everyone in the chat? And this is not me having an agenda or anything. I'm just asking a hypothetical fun question here. Let's say we did get Zubimendi in. Would you swap Gravenberch for Kone?
If you're asking me who's the better player, I'll say Kone. But to swap him out after only 1 season, that's mad harsh. But I would agree with you that Kone is a better player if you just asked me my opinion.
Okay. The reason I'm asking that now, I also am going to ask the same question, hopefully if I remember at the end of the season, God willing. Because if Grav goes on a good run and has some good games, I'd be interested to see what people say.
But it's always the recency bias, isn't it? Always.
I don't necessarily think this one's recency bias, though. I think it depends on which player people prefer as well. Because again, I've made no secret. I think Kone is a brilliant player. I think he just needs to move to a bigger club. So I would do the swap, not because I think Grav's rubbish, but I just think Kone is better. But I'd be interested to see how people respond to that at the end of the season. But yeah, do you think these 5 players coming back, Drift, but hopefully we don't get any more serious injuries between now and the end of the season?
Yeah, you got to
do you think that makes the difference? And do you think that could be the catalyst for us getting over the line?
All right, here's the thing. Don't shoot me because I know you're a man who wants all the belts all the time. But is there ever a part of you, though, even though greed in football is a good thing because wanting to win everything, you know, what do they say? Shoot for the stars and at least you'll land on the moon, yeah?
Land on the clouds.
But do you not think there does come a point where you have to maybe think to yourself, are you doing too much? And is the sacrifice worth what could end up not being the right outcome? So if you look at the situation when we were trying to win all the cups, right? Before.
Drift, I feel like you're sugarcoating this. Just say what you want to say, brother.
And then you look at it, and then you know, at the end of the season, we're looking over it and we're like, how many minutes did Flacco play last season? How many minutes did Van Dijk play last? And we're going through the list, and it was an astonishing amount of minutes, yeah, that these players were playing, more than we've ever seen. And then you're thinking about us just running out of gas at the end. Do you not think that, as brilliant as it sounds in the fantasy of winning all the cups, the reason it's never been done is because it is foolish at the same time? And is there any part of you that thinks there's a possibility that we could run out of legs and maybe, just maybe, we should be prioritizing what we believe is the thing we want to win the most? So I asked that question to say this. Say we have an FA Cup quarterfinal, and it's 3 days before Man City at home. I'm just giving you an example. This isn't real, but let's say it is. Are you not a little bit silly to play a full strength squad in that FA Cup game, even though you do want to go through, knowing the fatigue and the injury risk that could happen, and Man City have got a week off and they've got a whole run up to that game, and you've only got 2-3 days, and you're running your players around in that game to then play them in that weekend game?
Are you asking me?
Does there not come a point in the season where you do have to start thinking, as much as we do want to win them all, we've got to start prioritizing what you want to win more? Or are you just like, go ham in every game and what will be, will be?
Are you asking me that, Jeff?
Yeah. I'm asking you, yeah.
Would you give up sugar for 3 years?
3 years? That's
Yeah.
a very long time, bro. I would if someone told me I had health risks from it, yeah.
You haven't got health risks. I just want you to give up sugar for 3 years. You doing it?
No.
Cool. You want me to answer your question?
Yep.
No.
So you just go ham every game. No
Jeff,
resting or rotating or thinking about.
Jeff,
Like,
I don't
just go
say all
ham
the
in every
belts.
game.
I don't say all the belts for some joke thing, bro.
But do you genuinely believe that is like, forget the pride and the ego of wanting to win for a second, yeah? Being the best and being able to shout from the rooftops how amazing we are. Forget all that for a minute, yeah? Logically, and you're a very logical man, yeah? You're a very sensible person in real life. Do you think it's a good idea to have that mentality and then possibly lose out on what you really want? Because if we're being honest, we only want the Premier League out of all the trophies that we're going for. But it'll be amazing to get them.
No, let me stop you there.
I'm talking about if you're prioritizing. If you're prioritizing, and I said to you right now, God's told me we're only winning one trophy this year, but he's asked me to pick which one. Cal, which one am I picking? You're picking the league every single time.
But there's a difference
without question, bro.
There's
you're
a difference
picking the league.
No, there's a difference between having your main preference and prioritizing. Bro, I'm gonna be real with you, Drift.
No, prioritizing is the same, bro, because it's about squad health. It's about squad health, bro.
Yeah, bruv, and we've got a big squad.
I'm just asking a devil's advocate question
last season,
because we may have to consider the squad being ran into the ground trying to win all these trophies.
Shall I be real with you, Drift? I would much rather sit here at the end of the season and not win anything and go, you know what, we bloody tried, than not win anything because we only prioritized one out of the trophies and we missed out on that. If we're gonna go down, I want us to go down swinging.
I'm not saying don't try,
but like for me, all right. So the example used of Man City, 3 days after a quarterfinal, I get it, but bro, we could have a match in that where you're like, oh, it's navigatable. You could rotate the squad there, bro. I want them all. I want it all. I want it all.
And I get that. Again, I wasn't saying that was my.
I don't want to choose between dumpling or planting.
I have been listening. I have been listening to a few things that people have been saying across the last few weeks or whatever.
Who are they, bro? Tell me who they are.
Trying to win all the trophies, and like you do have to consider it. You do have to take your greed out of it for a minute, and you do have to consider it's a very, very difficult thing to try and play in every game and try and win every game, and the pressure mentally and physically it puts on the team. So I'm just saying it's one of them ones where.
Can you tell me the names of these people who's saying that?
I wouldn't put some of them are like TV pundits and stuff, but I'm not going to name any names. We don't need to name names. I've just been listening to conversations.
I'd like you to tell me offline then, because I'm more than happy to debate it. Because the last time I checked, brother, as a Liverpool fan, we're in this to win everything.
Yeah. I get
That's my energy, bro.
But like I said, there does have to be a little bit of logic and common sense sometimes applied to. You got an FA Cup quarterfinal, and then you got Man City 3 days later. You do have to slightly be like, look, we want to win both, but which one do we need to win the most?
We need them both.
Yeah, but sometimes that doesn't make sense.
No,
because you can't have it all. Life isn't perfect like that, innit? So
why can't you?
Because life isn't perfect. So sometimes you have to just be realistic.
We're just asking our team to win football matches, which our team is more than capable of doing. The League Cup. So after we win the League Cup, that's one trophy down. Europa restarts in March. We should be able to navigate that by heavily rotating.
Okay.
Premier League, you have 5 subs every game. Use the 5 bloody subs. FA Cup, depending on draws, we could get favourable draws. Do what we got to do. But this quad is no joke. We can achieve it. The players have to believe it. The manager has to believe it. And we have to go ham on all 4 fronts. I want it all, bruv. This is Klopp's last season. This is the last time we're going to see Klopp in front of an Anfield crowd doing the fist pump and all this. I want to send him off in the best way possible, the way he deserves to be sent off. A parade with all 4 trophies on that bus. He deserves that. He brought us from the pinnacle of being one of the worst sleeping giants to the ultimate team. The team that said to Barcelona, "What? We don't care if you got a 3-0 lead. We'll overturn it. It's 4." The Man City, you said, "Right, you got 97 points. We still won." And then we go, "Yeah, cool. All right, we'll go and get 99 points the following season. And we see how you hang on." Bruv, I need, not want anymore. I need Klopp to have the quote-unquote perfect send-off. And it is achievable with the squad. Look what we've done in the last few months without the likes of players that we're now getting back. So if we're getting these players back and we've done that already, why can't we go up another level? I need it, Drift. I need that.
I know, but again, like I said, that's ego driven.
It's not ego driven, bro. It's ambition.
Nah, it can't always be called that, bro, because sometimes realisticness has to kick in. Like,
but what's unrealistic about what I've said, though?
No, trying to win all 4 trophies and going ham for all 4 trophies is unrealistic. You have to. There has to be a lot of luck along the way, and there has to be things go perfect. Like, because all right. So the reason one of the scenarios that I heard, which kind of made me start to think, okay, maybe this logic does have to slightly be listened to, is it was a scenario where we'll use a player, for example, like Salah, and I'm only going to use him now because he's injured at the moment. Let's say Salah's 60-70% fit. He's been in training for a few days, but he's not fit. And you've got a quarterfinal or a semi-final FA Cup game against like a difficult opponent. So say Man United at Old Trafford, right? It's an FA Cup semi-final at Old Trafford. So it is a big game. It's a semi-final. You win this, you're in the final. It's a big game.
So Wembley for semi-finals at Wembley.
Oh, well, yeah. All right. So even more. So it's at Wembley. Mo's only 65% fit. And you got Man City a week later. And he'll be fully fit for then, because then he'll have been 10 days in training. And he'll be ready for that game. Wouldn't Klopp be an idiot to play him in the Man United semi-final at the risk of him breaking down again? Because even though you want to win that game, your priority should be whatever competition you think is the more important one, and you want him to be available for the rest of the season. Because what you're suggesting, and what a lot of people are saying about all the belts, we've got to do it all, put the best team out whenever you can, would be, Mo's got to play that semi-final against Man United. No,
I didn't say that, bro.
We need the best team so that we can win every trophy.
No, I didn't say that, bro. I said rotate. I said rotation a few times.
But rotation isn't doing it all and going ham. It isn't, bro, because rotation means there's lesser players playing, so you're taking a slight risk in that moment. If you rotate and bring in squad players, look what happened yesterday, bro. I believe we would have been so much better yesterday if you even just add Mo and you add Endo. Just those two. Immediately yesterday, we are 10 times better than we were.
Yesterday was a rotation with Mo and Endo. Yesterday they were unavailable. But it was
squad players playing, and you saw the level drop.
Yeah, but that's Arsenal, arguably the second or third best team in the league, arguably the first.
No,
best.
but that can happen.
Top 3.
Man United can happen.
No, it can, but Man United aren't as good as Arsenal.
Yeah, but it's a semi-final and it's still a decent team you can't take from us.
Yeah, but you can't sit there and tell me, Drift, the front 3 of Núñez, Diaz, and Jota can't beat that Man United team.
No, it can. But the point I'm making is going ham for everything would mean Mo should play in that game because you want your best 11 now.
No, because just because he's the best 11 by name doesn't mean he's the best 11. Because if he's only 65% fit, as you suggested, then he's not the best player for that game.
All right. What if Gakpo and Diaz were both suspended, and it was only Nunes, Jota, and either you play Mo not that fit, or you've got to take a gamble with like Elliot or somebody where you know it's a dramatic drop off.
Then you take the gamble with Elliot and then you bring Mo on. But bro, like these are the.
I just wanted because Guy Ham would suggest you play Mo.
But you're using the worst case scenarios, though.
No, I'm just using what has happened to us and what can happen. That's all I'm doing.
But
I'm
also,
just using
on the flip
scenarios that
side, we could go into these games with everyone fit and firing, and say,
that's totally different, isn't it? But what I'm saying is, it's unrealistic to go ham all the time because you'll burn out.
All right,
mentally and physically.
When we did the quad chase, we beat Chelsea in the Q Cup finals. The league, we were a Tyrone Mings mistake away from winning that. And yeah, we lost in the Champions League final, but let's not forget who had the game of their life in that final, bro. Any other day, that doesn't end 1-0 to Real Madrid. That ends about 3-1 to Liverpool. So,
although if I'm being honest with you, Cal, in hindsight now, when I look back at that season, I think the last 4 or 5 games of the season, we did look tired.
Yeah, we should look tired, bro. But we got a bigger squad and a better squad than we had then.
No, so what I'm saying is that's why the logic of what this conversation was about and these little things I do get, because you think to yourself, if you take away the 12 or 13 games that we played in the Cups as an example, you think, yeah, the squad would have been a lot fresher at the end and we could have got the 2 big ones that everybody cared about. So I'm in agreement that you try and win everything. I'm just saying, I'm someone who is logical and does hear things. I think, oh, okay, yeah, I do get the sense in that. And even though it sounds amazing on paper to win it all, realistically, it's a very difficult thing to do. And I think sometimes that is one of the reasons why I get where people are coming from. That's probably more what I'm getting. I get where people are coming from when they say playing 63 games in a season to try and win everything is ludicrous. I do get where they're coming from because you've got to throw all the international games these players play on top of that and all that crap. Some of these players could end up playing all 70 games in one season. It's like, I get the logic behind it is all I'm saying. It is a bit mad. It is a bit mad. Bro. Yeah, but again, that's the greed. Sometimes you got to let greed be put to the side. You know you want to eat 4 Cinnabons because your greed wants to. But, bro, you might die if you eat 4 Cinnabons. So we all know you've got to be realistic, bro.
Very
and
different
only
example,
eat 1 or 1.5. No, bro, it's the same thing, bro. 4 trophies, 4 Cinnabons. You want it all, bro.
No. All right, so let me ask you a genuine question here. You're talking to someone who loves sugar. What is the benefit of me eating 4 Cinnabons?
While you're eating it, you're having a fucking whale of a time.
While I'm eating it, what's the benefit of going ham in all these trophies and winning them?
While you're in it, it's the best feeling ever.
Immortality, bro.
Well, and that.
Bro, this quad is so achievable, it's unreal. I'm not
saying it can't be achieved.
It can't be done.
But do you get where the logic is coming from of how it is an extremely difficult
maybe 5-10% of what you're saying I hear. And that's not even me saying what you're saying stupid.
Then you're not listening.
I just disagree with it because I do believe we can go for this. Big up Saeed in the chat. Go and subscribe to Saeed TV.
I don't even know if Saeed is being real or not.
Of course he's not being real.
No, because sometimes Saeed is genuine with his. I don't know. Saeed, is that a
Saeed's having a dig, bro.
Yeah. See, I like to think the best in people. But yeah, look, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Jamrock's kind of taking the words. Jamrock's kind of taking the words out of my mouth here. Do you think Guardiola's sitting there going, I don't know if I want to go for the treble again? That was really taxing on the players.
I doubt it, but I don't know, do I?
Bro, Guardiola's sitting there saying, I want it all.
Plus, a treble and a quad are different because in a treble, you probably play about 7 games less. And at this level, that's a lot of games different.
But effectively, bro, it's 1 extra game between now and the end of the season for both teams. And that's because we got the cup final.
No, at this point it is. But if you go all the way back to the beginning, it's about 6 or 7 games. No, I get it, but I'm talking about at the beginning of the season. That's 6 or 7
City-
games more.
City
You've
got a
got to
smaller
play
squad
to
as
get
well.
that, innit?
City got a smaller squad than us as well. Pep ain't sitting there saying I might just fob off the FA. He ain't doing that.
No, not fob off. Prioritize.
He ain't doing that, bro. He wants them all
Prioritize. Well, why are they out the League Cup then?
because they didn't have a good game and they lost.
Nah, because he probably put a weak team out.
Brother, he
I
always
can't remember who he
rotates.
played against Newcastle, but he probably put a weak team out.
He always rotates, bruv. I want it all, bruv. I want it all. I want it all. I need that. I need it, bro. I need it.
I'm just saying, I get it.
Fair enough, bro. We'll have to agree to disagree, bro. But from now,
No, I
to the end of
agree
the
that we
season-
should be trying to win them all, but I get the logic behind it. I do.
From now, it's F City, F Pep, F Arsenal, F Arteta, F everybody. If you're in our way, F you and F your people too, bro. I want all 4 trophies. I want them to have to get 3 people in to change the championship wall that we've got at Anfield. I want them to go, how are we going to fit all these trophies on? We're going to, oh, bloody hell, book out 2 days. We're going to lose money on the stadium and museum tour because we've got to amend this.
Gluttony, Cal, it's a sin.
Nah, I'm
Gluttony,
done, bro.
Cal, it's a sin.
I'm sick of being second, bro. I'm
I
sick
hear
of it.
I hear all that. It's
I
an
want
ideal,
it all, bro.
it's an ideal world, but realistically, ideal doesn't really happen.
Nah,
so.
bro. I'm sick of compromising and prioritizing or whatever buzzword you want to use. I'm sick of it. I want it all now. I saw Man City win a treble last season with a smaller squad than what we've got this season. I want it all. And if the players aren't thinking like me, then maybe Liverpool's not the club for you. If the manager's not thinking like me, maybe it is time for him to step down. It's as real as that. Any manager, any player we have at the club should be sitting there going, we want all 4 trophies. If there's a footballer in that dressing room right now going, you know what, I wouldn't mind if we come out of the FA Cup because at least we can prioritize the league and the Europa. You ain't for Liverpool. You're not for Liverpool.
The thing is,
You're
as
not.
much as I do want my players to always want to win everything, I do think that is a little bit because there's a reason it's never been done for a start, and we're talking about the greatest managers who've ever existed have been in this league, Cal. All of them: Ancelotti, Pep, Mourinho, Rafa, Klopp, Ferguson. They've all been in this league, and it's never been done. There's a reason, bro, because it's unrealistic.
No one ran as fast as Usain Bolt until he ran it.
No, but that was just a God-given talent that allowed him to do that. It's not the same as trying to get 26 people all in sync, all at the same time to achieve what's never been done.
Job, bro. That's why he's one
So
of the
all
highest
I'm
paid
saying
managers
is,
in the world.
no, but bro, every great has never done it. Every great has never done it.
And
there's not a
all
great
it
you
takes-
can name
and
that
always
hasn't managed
takes
in the
one.
Premier League, and none of them have
Always
done
takes one, no drift, to do it. Always takes
no,
one.
but what I'm saying
no
is
one
it's
did Invincible
unrealistic to
before
believe
Arsenal.
that it's like wrong for a player to prioritize because there's a reason it's never been done, bro.
Bruv,
That's all I'm saying, bro. There's a reason it's never been done.
No one did the Centurions before. No one had gone as long as we had gone, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Chelsea did actually, without losing a home game. Virgil had never gone that long from doing a home for a home game without losing.
Thing.
Yeah, but bruv, let's
all 4 things colliding at the same time. I'm just saying.
But these things aren't impossible. That's my point. It's not impossible.
It's just unrealistic to say if a player or a manager thinks, right, I've got to like prioritize this over this. It's unrealistic to be like, no, you got to lose a mentality, bro. Fuck that. That's mad or whatever. Because like, yo, there's a reason this ain't never been done before. But
then figure it out, bruv. We're here now. Figure it out. Figure it out, bro.
I would love to win it all. But we do have to consider there's a reason.
Kamara Usman had never been knocked out, bruv. It happened.
Yeah, but again, those examples are like, you know what I mean? You can be
but
knocked
there's
out
enough examples
in half
out
a
there.
second, bro.
Yeah, but there's enough examples out there of these things happening. So until it's impossible, and by impossible means
a quad happening.
Bruv, until we are mathematically unable to win the league, or we're out of one of those cups, or we lose the final against Chelsea, I want the quad. Want the quad.
Yeah.
I'm done, I'm done compromising, bro. I'm done. And if that makes me greedy, then hey, I'm greedy as if. Want it all, bro.
I don't think, yeah, anyway. This was on topic as well. Obviously, big up our brother side, because I don't want us to move topic and then forget about what we're actually talking about. Because the topic was just talking about in terms of like players,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
we bring
players
in or whatever.
That's
Yeah, I'm. I don't really know. Liao. Oh, I'll take Liao in an absolute heartbeat.
I know about Liao, you know.
What I would more say is, and Side's a very sensible person as well. Liverpool spending 200 million. I like. Cal, can you see us spending 200 mil
Honestly, yeah,
in one window?
yeah.
You've got to explain what makes you think we'll spend 200 million in one window.
Because we would have done it last window if we got Caicedo.
Yeah,
We would have gone over 200 mil.
that is true. But then the caveat I'll say to that is, okay, so off the back of spending over 100 mil last year, do you then think they would go and do another 200 mil on top of spending that 100 mil last season?
Yeah, because I think they know if they were to do that this summer, then for the next couple of summers they wouldn't have to do it because the squad's at a perfect age to grow together. We'd have a new manager. We'd only have to add a player here or there if players leave. So you're fronting the money up front, and then you're kind of just adding little things here or there when you need it.
I'd be very, very shocked if Liverpool dropped 200 mil in one summer.
I wouldn't if it's the right players, especially. I'll be real. If a manager's coming in, they gotta be saying to FSG, I ain't come just to finish second. I've come to win it also. Unless you're gonna back me, there's no point me coming here.
Plus, the caveat would also be as well, what you were saying about, because you're right, we did spend 100 mil. We were possibly going to spend 200 if we'd have got Caicedo. So you are right. But that does come off the back of getting those player sales that were unexpected. So in this summer, I don't really know how much money we would probably get from player sales because there's not much value in the squad for the players that we want to get rid of. How much
money did we get from player sales? About 50 mil? 50, maybe 60?
Whoa, we got 40.
We would have blown it out of the water.
We got 40 for Fabinho and we got 20 for...
We didn't get 20 for Henderson. It was like 14 mil or 12 mil for Hendo.
No, but wasn't there like add-ons or something? Wasn't it like a 20 million?
No.
But even so, that's still 55 million just for those two.
Yeah, but
and then how many players did we sell before them two left? Was there a couple of like
Caicedo would have been 115. Grav was 40. So
you know what? That we probably wouldn't have bought one or if not both of those if we'd have got thing as well. You got to remember that.
All right,
there's a possibility if we'd have got Caicedo, Endo, and Gravenberch, both wouldn't have come. We have to be honest. There is a possibility neither of those would be.
I'm going to swap Endo for Caicedo because if we sign Caicedo, we don't sign Endo. I still think we sign Gravenberch.
I don't know. I don't know.
So
possibly, but I don't know.
So it'd have been 100 for Grav and Sob, another 115. That's 215, and another 35 for Mac. That'd have been 250. We'd have spent in the summer.
Again,
200 for me is very achievable, especially with high wages of Matip and Thiago going as well.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not even saying
what I'm saying. There's a certain AI version of Cal that would be saying something right now, but I'm just saying, isn't it? And
I do believe we would have got Caicedo. It would have been Mac, Caicedo, and Soboslai. That would have been the midfield, and the other players would have been considered the squad players. I don't think we would have bought the other two,
But even that's still over 200 as well.
No, that would have been 200 bang on, wouldn't it? It would have probably literally been. It would have been.
Was 60. McAllister was 35, so that's 95 plus 115, over 200. That's 210.
Oh yeah, 210, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, 210.
No,
so,
well,
220.
It was
220.
Was it 111 we offered for Caicedo?
No,
and Chelsea
115.
ended up. No, wasn't that what Chelsea ended up paying? Didn't we offer 111 and then they?
No, I think Chelsea just matched our bid.
Oh, I thought they went over. Look, Maybe we would, but we'll see.
But yeah, those players are good. Look, Rafael Leao in his day is brilliant. I think he's very inconsistent, and I think he's got a laziness about him as well.
Rafael Leao.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I think he plays with that type of swag, so to speak. I don't know if I would say he's lazy. He's a brilliant footballer, though. I take Leao. I'll take him in a heartbeat. The only thing is because he plays left side, it would be weird to have another player that plays left side. It would be like, what are we doing here kind of thing. But yeah.
Yeah, For me, I wouldn't go for a Leao. Quality player, I just don't think he'd suit what we want. Vitu says, when Xabi...
I can still hear you, by the way, bro.
Sorry, done that one. Eastwood, big up Eastwood, says, we should not panic. Remember, we perform better when there is a tight arse race. Arsenal doesn't. Yeah, it's true as well. Jake says, Gakpo, Nunes, Mo, Diaz, Jota, keep one, bench one, sell the rest. Drift, make sure you don't try and bail out on this question, bro. I'm keeping Salah. I'm benching Jota. So the rest takes care of itself. I'm not going to let Drifty get away with not answering that one, Jake. So I'm going to take it down for now, and then I'll bring it back up when he's back on the screen. Nelson says, Grav has Lind changed games. We too harsh on he's 21. I think it's harsh when people say he's rubbish and all that, but I don't think it's harsh to criticize the form he's in. Lloyd says, yes, Cal, preach. Be like yourself, Lloyd. H says, I'm on Cal's energy. All right, this is where I need to read before I continue. I can't read that sentence. However, not gonna lie, another close shave second this year might end me up in pen. Just carefully. Jake's question here, Drift. Keep one, sell one, and keep one, bench one, and sell the rest. What are you doing?
Jake, man, what the hell, bro? I hate these questions, man.
Told you I wouldn't let him get away with it, Jake. I got you, bro.
What did you say? Did you answer it?
Don't worry about me, bro.
No, but did you answer it?
Yeah, of course I answered.
People, did he answer it?
Bro, you don't believe me, bro.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Like,
I just want to make sure I'm not getting sailed down the river.
Do you want me to tell you what mine was?
Just so that I know that you did answer it. Yeah, go on.
I said I'd keep Salah, I'd bench Jota. Look, the chat saying it, and I'd sell the rest. Raw. No trust in the camp, you know.
I would.
Oh. Hi. Hello.
I'd keep Jota, bench Nunes, sell the rest.
Selling Salah.
Just based on the fact that he's old, if we get a big fee, helps to rebuild. I'm thinking logically, not because I don't like the player.
Wow. Rotted.
You like that curveball I just threw you there?
Yeah. No response. No relations. Promo says, am I the only one excited about life without Klopp? I feel like we will get so many answers relating to both Klopp, FSG, about who was holding us back. I'm nervous and excited. I'm 50-50. I'm nervous because without Klopp, we could literally go back to being a banter team. But I'm also excited to see what we do next. And look, as much as I love Klopp and all this, there may be some players who get unleashed in a different way or utilized by the manager in a different way and could become even greater. Like, I look at the example with Bayern Munich, for example, with Jupp Heynckes. He won the treble with them on his way out, right? And everyone had conceded that Lahm was top 2, top 3 fullback in the world. Guardiola went in there, and made Lahm one of the best DMs in world football. He changed up the way they play. So I'm excited in that aspect because, again, no secrets here. I think Trent should be a midfielder. I think if Alonso is to come in, I think Trent would become a midfielder under Alonso. So there are things I'm excited about, but there's also things I'm very worried about as well. Because Klopp has been the equalizer for so many years.
If I'll be honest with you, taking my just troops to jump in now. What's going on, bruv?
Big up troops.
It ain't even a shook thing. What I would say, is I'm worried because that you see Hank as that example you just used, Cal. What makes that example so different or a lot easier for what it was like for the Bayern Munich fans is they already knew the qualities that Guardiola had. And if I'm being honest with you, even though obviously Heinkes was a G, if I'm not mistaken, he'd only been there for 2 seasons as well, right? So it wasn't exactly like he'd been there for years and years to build up the type of legacy what Klopp's built. And then you look at the absolute genius that's coming in and you're like, okay, the club's still in safe hands, even though we're losing this G. We're getting this guy. Bro, I'm worried, not just because Klopp's leaving, because I'll miss him, I'll miss the man that has won us all the things, etc., etc. There's nobody there, bro. There's nobody there. Like, for example, if Klopp was leaving and the manager that was coming in was of the same quality that Guardiola was at the point where he went to Bayern Munich, or the same quality that Mourinho was when he left Chelsea and he went to Real Madrid, or like somebody was on that level when he was coming to Liverpool, I'd be like, I'm really going to miss Klopp, but all right. And then I'd get where you're coming from, but I'm excited, man. Let's see what this new era is about to bring. But, bro, anybody who comes in now is going to be at any youth. Let's be honest. There's only 3 world-class managers in world football. Ancelotti, Klopp, Guardiola. After that, you got some brilliant managers, and maybe you could argue like a Simeone, you could argue he's world-class. But other than that, bro, everyone else is just some any youth, in my opinion. The comparison, the drop-off, bro, we're going to go so backwards in comparison with how good the next manager is going to be if he's not one of those. And we're never going to get Ancelotti or Guardiola. So anywhere we go from there is a backward step. That's more what's bothering me about him leaving than it is just him leaving. You bring me the Guardiola of that Bayern Munich got, that just won the treble and all that with Barcelona. And I'm like, look, I'm a miss Klopp, man. But boom, I'm on your wave. Let's be excited. Let's see what we cook now.
I fully hear you.
But that ain't happening.
What I think is the equalizer in this situation, though, is the infrastructure and what we have already. Because I think everyone's comparing it to the situation when Arsene Wenger left Arsenal, when Fergie left Man United. Ferguson left an old Man United squad. They still haven't replaced the jacuzzi in the stadium and all that. It's an absolute muggage.
And we all know he absolutely punched to win that title.
Exactly.
No Van Persie, they don't even win that title.
Precisely.
So
and then at Arsenal, Wenger was holding on to players too long. There wasn't a refresh and all those things weren't sorted out behind the scenes. As of right now, the new manager comes with his backroom staff and we need a technical director. Stadiums all cool. Training facilities are cool. I'm going to go 50-50 with money to spend from the owners. We have such a good infrastructure that manager might not have to be as great as Klopp has been, because let's be honest, Klopp's had to be as great as he's been because of the lack of the other stuff. Klopp's helped build us to
the new manager.
No, we want that.
Especially if Guardiola's here, he has to be great, or you're just a participant.
But it's like drift. I've had to learn to be a handyman, for example, because of when we bought the house, a lot of work needed to be done. But the person who buys this house of me and the missus won't have to do all of that. So they don't have to learn to be a handyman. They could just come in and chill.
Yeah, no, but that's a very different scenario in regards to what we're talking about, because we've got that absolute madness of what City are doing, and we're trying to overthrow that. And even with the world-class manager of Klopp, we only managed to do it one time. So
in an ideal world, City won't be out next year. In an ideal world, City in League One without any of their players.
Well, bro, I mean, you said yourself you don't believe in FFP, so we know that's not happening.
I'm trying to think.
Like, let's be honest, we need a miracle for the manager to be able to continue what Klopp's been doing. I'm not saying nobody's capable, but and if you go and look at what Postecoglou's doing at Tottenham as an example, I think that's one of the things that people should look at to understand the importance of the manager and the backroom staff, how it can change for good or for bad so quickly. And I think, and I'm going to do a video on this. I know we said we might even do a members video on this. Pep Linders and everybody else leaving as well. Also, we're starting from zero. Look, there ain't no guarantee, people. There ain't no guarantees that the infrastructure already being in place means that we can just seamlessly transition, man. There ain't. It could go all the way back to the beginning again. If Xabi Alonso, say he comes in, I'm only using him as an example, say he comes in and him and his backroom staff feel a bit overwhelmed. They start realizing, wow, this is huge boots to fill, etc., etc. Like, you never know, bro. I think we're going to go backwards. I'm not saying that we can't win anything or we can't still be a good team, but I think we're going to go backwards. And I think that we're going to go backwards by quite a bit. It's just, do we stay relevant enough to be able to still be better than everybody else? And then just wait for that moment when Guardiola leaves, which we will be there for because it will happen. And then the Man City fans will feel this. So let them laugh all now because they're the next, in my opinion, to feel this. I think Arteta will be here longer than Arteta.
Then Guardiola, you mean?
Yes, I think Guardiola will leave before Arteta leaves Arsenal. And we don't, we're not going to count what's going on with the other clubs because their whole managerial thing's a bit of a mess. So we just got to make sure that we're still in that second place for when Guardiola goes. That's the way I look at it. Like when Guardiola goes or they get in trouble or whatever, we got to make sure we're that team ready to pounce and take advantage. But that's going to be difficult when Klopp and everybody goes. It's going to be very difficult. So
I don't know. I think sometimes change is good. Even though things can be great, sometimes change is good.
I only think change is good if you see the reason for it. And there's no reason for it other than Klopp can't do it anymore. So it's like we're being forced into it. No, but we're being forced into it. It's not a scenario where we've looked at it and gone, you know what? Let's just move Klopp on because we actually think this could be beneficial. And then Klopp's like, fair enough, if that's how you lot feel. And then we move on. We're being forced into it, bro.
We're forced to move on Henderson and Fabinho. Would anyone go back now? Would anyone swap?
Players are a bit different because if you lot said their legs were gone and they can't do it anymore or whatever, then
same premise, bro. We're forced to move these players on. We're forced to move on Coutinho. We went up a level. We're forced to move on Torres. We didn't
move them on. They left. Coutinho left. Like we
were forced to move them on, bro. Coutinho
that again, it was out of our control, though.
That's what and we came off better for it.
And again, those examples are very different to this because that's one individual. We're talking about our whole coaching staff, like everybody, even our DOF, like we're so much change.
We don't really have a DOF. Let's be real.
No, but I'm just saying it's another thing that we have to get right. We have to get the DOF right. We have to get the manager right. He needs to make sure he's bringing the right staff with him. All of that to replace how great we've been is so much more difficult than just saying, well, the infrastructure is already in place, so it should be a seamless transition. It's not as easy.
No, I'm not saying it should be a seamless transition, but I'm saying you're giving yourself the best chance of it being a seamless transition. Because if we hadn't sorted out the stadium and the training facilities and we were in debt and all these things, then of
course that'll make
all those things are in place.
It's going to be tough though, man. It's going to be very tough.
But it's the equivalent, Drift, of you going to somewhere and me saying, Drift, could you do this building work? And you go, what tools have you got? And I'm like, I've got all the best tools. Just pick whichever one you use. Or me going, Drift, can you fix this up? And you go, what tools have you got? And I say, I've got a couple of elastic bands and some scissors and some Pritt stick. You'd be like, oh, cow, I can't put this wall together with that.
But again, it would also depend on how good I am. Because you could have every great tool in the world, but if I'm not good, it doesn't matter. You've got all them
precisely. But I'm giving you the best chance to succeed, though, right?
Yeah,
I think the next manager has got the best chance to succeed. There is not a manager in my lifetime. Probably there's not a manager since Paisley who's come to a club in such a healthy situation.
Plus,
Liverpool
I'd also like to add, even though our infrastructure is brilliant, the pound for pound best manager in the world still hasn't really been able to achieve what we would have wanted. So even with the greatest facilities, what is the chance of the next manager doing it?
And I'll ask you this: let's say Klopp stays for another 4 years under this new LFC 2.0, as he's called it. Would you back him to win more trophies than he won in the previous 4 years? Because I would.
Probably, yeah. But that's because it's him.
But also because of the situation we're now in.
But I would still say it's still him, bro.
But we've got to believe a bit more. I love Klopp, bro. But
pre-Klopp was terrible.
Yeah.
So I have to have my apprehension about post-Klopp.
No, pre-Klopp. When pre-Klopp is so different from where we are now. So different.
But because of him.
Yeah, I know. And hence why we love him for it. But it is night and day from 2015 to 2024. Night and day.
But like I said, because of him.
Yeah.
We've sat here on this stream, us and everyone in the comments, and categorically agreed that he won everything in spite of our ownership, not because of our ownership.
And we could be sitting here in a couple years' time and saying, you see this manager who's here, they're sick, but they won everything because of the foundation Klopp laid down.
Oh, yeah. I hope so.
And that's what I think will happen.
I'm very apprehensive. I even need to see who the appointment will even be.
Yeah, of course.
Because I said we keep talking about Alonso. It might not even be him.
No, I'm not mentioning Alonso, but I do think I trust the owners to go out and get a very good manager. I do trust them to do that. Yeah, it's because it benefits them to do that. There's no benefit for them not doing that.
I know, but hasn't everybody always agreed that top four is all they care about?
Who?
To keep the club.
The owners you talk about?
Yeah, the owners. So they might just go and get a manager they know will just keep getting top four, Cal.
No, they're not doing that.
What have FSG done to convince you that they want to be winners?
Kept on giving Klopp new contracts because they know he was the only one that could win it with them. Again, I'm not even trying to do the flip-flop thing. I can't say they've not offered Klopp money to do stuff. We'll only find that out really when Klopp goes. We actually have to be real on that now, because Klopp has come out a few times and said he's not leaving because of FSG, and if he wants a player, the owners back him for it.
I think you'd have to wait 2 or 3 years down the line for that, because they might just be pretty spenders in the first summer or two because he's a new manager. But then once he's got his feet under the door, they'll get complacent. So it would still be hard to tell in that regard. But still, bro, you tell me that. So you're telling me they've done enough to convince you they're winners and they want to be winners.
No,
I think we just win because we have Klopp, if I'm being honest.
It's difficult to say. But like, yes, we're winning because of Klopp. Absolutely, but I can't sit here and say the owners lack ambition as of right now.
I think I can say that.
In the past, I would absolutely say that, but as of right now, bro, let's say the next manager comes in and they get 200 mil, they get the players they want, and then the following summer they get another 100 mil with the players they want. Like, bro, we can't really say that about them. So only time can tell.
But that's a lot of ifs and buts.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's 50-50 as of right now.
No, bro, I say it's 80-20 until they prove otherwise.
But did they?
They've got ambition for money, to be sustainable, to keep the club ticking over, and to be just relevant enough to make sure the business is always attractive. FSG ain't done nothing to tell me they are born winners, want to win, and do everything it takes to win. Nothing, bro. We won because Klopp's a G. Not because of FSG, bro.
No, I agree with that, but the last summer changed a lot in my mind. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What, just the Caicedo bid?
Drift. We were
other than that,
bro. We were in the car driving Chelsea.
Yeah,
we can't just say it's one, bro. It was a record-breaking bid, bro. And
I hear that.
It wasn't PR like people said, because Klopp's come out and said a bunch of things to debunk that. But we bid for Caicedo, bro. Like, we would have paid the money for Caicedo. If you don't have ambition, you don't do that. You don't.
Yeah,
you don't.
But you know, but you can't really get credited for being winners in that regard, because it's just that one time. Like, it'd be like you're remembering your wife's anniversary or birthday, but you forgot it 3 times prior, and then you
No,
remember it, and you're like,
no,
yo, give me the credit, man. I remembered it this year.
No,
Be
you're
like, yeah,
missing
but you
what I'm
kept
saying.
forgetting it.
You're missing what I'm saying, Drift. Past, you're absolutely right. But I can't say right now that for the future they're going to be the same as what they were in the past, because I've
But
seen
what
changes.
makes you think they're gonna change other than the Caicedo bid?
Because I've seen
Other than
change,
that,
bro.
what?
I've
Bro,
seen
they bid
bro.
75 mil for Van Dijk, but it never changed nothing afterwards.
No, but
We still started
no,
being
but that's
tight
because of the
afterwards.
Coutinho. We know what that was, a Coutinho money, bro. Last
That's
January,
what I'm saying, bro.
bro, last January itself, bro. Klopp wanted Gakpo. We got Gakpo. Klopp
But
wanted
it's only
Gakpo.
35 mil.
Bro, it's still money, bro. It's the
Bro,
player. Hold on.
I don't know.
Are we
Man.
can't just do this
FSG
about-
aren't winners, man.
No, we can't just do it's the money thing, bro, because that's the player Klopp wanted.
No, I'm not just talking about that, bro. I'm talking about FSG have not proved that they just want to win and all they care about is winning. For me, they're just about running a business well, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, and just making sure that we tick over and we're relevant. We get top 4, and it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like Jamrock, prove me wrong then. I see Jamrock is agreeing with you. Prove me wrong. What have FSG done to prove they're winners? That all they want to do is win. It's just about winning. What have they done to prove that? What have they done to prove that without Klopp, we will be fine? Because they're the owners.
I don't think they have proved that in the past, but I'm saying I don't think you can say categorically right now that they won't back the manager and they won't go out and try and do the best to make Liverpool winners in the future.
I'm not even just talking about backing him, Cal. I'm talking about appointing the right guy.
No, but that's what I'm
talking about
saying.
appointing somebody who will call out their bullshit or not be like just going with the flow, or you know, be a thing where it's like, yo, if you get 4th, you're sacked. Like if we bring in a man and he gets 4th in the first season, there's nothing to show me that FSG won't be like, nah, that was fine. You got a Champions League. We're cool.
But hold on, but Drift, you're one of the first people to say you can't just get rid of a player after one season or a manager after one season. So
no, I'm not saying he should be sacked. We're just talking about the owners, and I'm saying there's nothing to show me that the owners have that type of mentality where they will be like, "Now we used to Klopp competing for the league all the time. This ain't on. Nah, we might have to go and get another manager." They'll be like, "Cool, we got top 4. That's what we wanted. That was our ambition. That's what I believe the owners are. Cool, we got top 4. We're still in the Champions League. We've got the money coming in. Boom, we're cool. Let's go again."
They sacked Brendan mid-season to bring in Klopp. So we can't.
They sacked Brendan because the season before that we finished, was it 7th or whatever, and like we was kind of spiraling in the wrong direction.
Yes, so they could have said.
Plus, they believed that there was a gem there that they should grab while he's there.
So they sacked Brendan though. They didn't have to sack Brendan. That to me showed ambition.
No, that showed to me that you never got Champions League football.
Again, right, everyone knows my stance. Yeah, everyone knows my stance. I want new owners, but I also have to be objective, bro. I have to look at the start. I can't just look at all the bad they've done. I've got to look at some of the good they've done as well.
Yeah, so do I. But we're talking about wanting to win.
I don't think you're looking at any of the good they've done here. I think you're just remembering all the bad, bro. Because if you
I'm not. Because
there is a little promise for the future.
This conversation is based on FSG being the reason why we win and not Klopp. And I believe that the reason why we've won the things we've won is because of the genius of Klopp. I think if FSG had done everything the same way, but we had a lesser manager, we wouldn't have won anything or would have barely won anything.
Yeah,
Klopp is the genius. He's the equalizer. He's the reason why we were able to convince certain players. He's the reason why we were able to get over the line. I don't believe it was anything to do with FSG's ambition or what they themselves have put into the club. So they've done good things, and I don't disagree with that. I think the stadium is brilliant, the training ground is brilliant, all that stuff. They've done good things. But I'm telling you, I believe that they're willing to tick over and make sure that as long as we're in that top 4 and the income is coming in fine and the club is sustaining itself well, they're cool with that for me. And again, like I said, that's why I said if you could show me something to prove me any different, then cool. But I don't believe it. I think they're just like ticking over, make sure the business is cool, and it is what it is. So I'm worried what will happen if we don't have a winner like Klopp who gets it done despite of them.
Honestly, I sit here and I hear what you're saying. I don't think you're stupid in what you're saying. I think you've got a lot of validity to what you're saying. But I'm also saying we are a very different outfit now than what we were 3-4 years ago. Like, Klopp had to be the equalizer then. Klopp, for me right now, if Klopp was to stay,
I'm really
for another
there's
year,
a lot of FSG in the crowd. I'm really shocked. This is a turnaround still. I'm really shocked. Fair
if
play.
Klopp was here for another 2 years,
lot of
I
real
don't think
FSG
Klopp
in
would
there.
have to be at his absolute genius best to win the league, because we have top quality players. We have a much bigger squad. We have all these things now. My thing is, the question I have, and the question I've had for the last 2-3 years is, how much is it FSG saying we're not going to back you? Or how much was it Klopp saying, I don't want that player because I won't be able to offer him the minutes because I've got this player here? Because I do think we can't just ignore that anymore. Because Klopp's come out and said so many things. If we're going to ignore that, then we're not being fair on the other side. I can't.
No, I'm just confused. All right, look, each to their own, man. If I ask the question right now, FSG in or FSG out, I know we hate those weird things or whatever. It's looking like there's more FSG in now, and I'm really surprised by that.
I don't
Kudos to no, because if everybody is going to say FSG out, then that means that they understand that they're not good enough. So therefore,
wait a minute.
Backs up what I'm saying about
we're
the worry
FSG,
of Klopp leaving.
Hold on, we're FSG out, right? That's our opinion. But if someone's FSG in as of right now, why are they in the wrong?
I never said they're in the wrong. I said
so why are you doing a
crazy turnaround? Because it's a crazy turnaround. Because our fan base was 90% FSG out about 18 months ago. So I'm saying it's a massive turnaround. Fair play. If you have turned it around, if you change your opinion.
FSG since then have done things that have been better than what they did to turn people into FSG out.
Okay. I'm just taking back a bit by it. I thought we were still FSG out. Fair play.
I don't know. I'm FSG out. I just
fair play. But even that within itself is a contradiction, Cal. Because if you're FSG out, then that means you don't believe they're good enough. So why are you so optimistic that they will be good at winning without Klopp?
I think we can get better, but that doesn't mean to say I don't think they can still do a thing if they're here.
No, but out means that out does mean you're not happy with them and not being happy.
I'm not entirely happy. I'm not, based on what they've done in the past.
Surely that means that you've got reservations about their ability to carry out the job.
I've said this.
So therefore, where's the positivity about them doing well without Klopp coming from?
I'm saying I've got reservations. I'm not just flat out saying that they can't do it though. You're flat out saying that you don't think they'll do it. I'm saying it's 50-50.
No, I'm saying I never said flat out they can't do it. I said I don't believe that they want to win at all costs, and I am worried that they're just going to make appointments that make sure that what their objectives are met, that the objectives they want met are met, and that is keep ticking over, be good in terms of our financial stability, and just keep on making sure that we're competitive to a degree. I don't believe FSG are. We need to win, and if we don't win the league, they see it as a disappointment, as a failure within that season. I don't believe that. I think FSG think a trophy win is a bonus. I don't think they see it as a failure. As of right now,
I agree with that.
So therefore, without Klopp, I feel very apprehensive and anxious, bro.
Who's to say the next manager can't go up a level and be like, yeah, maybe I haven't got the resume of a Klopp, or maybe I wasn't world class when you appointed me, but I've gone up a level because I'm here. Because I've got better players around me. I've got better infrastructure. I've got better resources around me. Who's to say, bro?
I'll be very, very, very shocked if we got a manager that ended up being better than Klopp just because
I never said their person has to be better than Klopp.
No, but you said he would take us up a level. So he's got to be better than Klopp to take us up a level.
No, I said
like, that literally means he would.
No, Drift, I said that manager goes up a level.
No, you said takes us up a level. You said, how do I know this manager can't come in and take us up a level?
I said, how do I know the manager won't go up a level? How do we know the manager won't go up a level?
If that's what you meant, fair enough, because you said take us up a level. But even if he goes up a level, he still won't be Klopp's level if he goes up a level.
But, bruv, does he have to be Klopp's level for us to win it all?
Yes, bruv, because even Klopp's level didn't win us it all, bruv.
I disagree.
But we haven't. No, bruv, we've only won the league once, right?
Yeah.
So we're just talking about in that scale of things.
What's the context? Because we were building then. We built now. We built now, bro. Do you agree this is the healthiest squad we've had at Liverpool
Yeah,
since
I
Klopp's
do.
been here?
Yeah, I do. But if we don't end up winning anything this
Wait,
season
wait.
with
Are
the
we
best
are
manager,
we in the best financial situation since Klopp's been here?
I don't know about that. Probably,
We
maybe.
absolutely are. Could again, you
I
might not
don't
agree, but
know.
I'm going to ask the question: has Klopp not made questionable decisions that you go, you know what, we could have done a bit better there if Klopp made that decision here?
But
Not often. No.
everybody's going to do that
Yes or
because
no,
no one's
Drift?
perfect.
Yes. So yes, because he's not
But every
perfect.
manager will do that. So that's a
Okay, so
very
he said
unfair
yes because he's
statement.
not perfect. So, bro, where's this reservation that we can't? Like they're just going to appoint any random brother just to get top 4 or top 5.
I never said any brother. A
You're
guy
pretty much saying that.
who is a almost same type of level or can be that same type of level. Until it happens, I'm not just going to act like it will.
So, all right, if they're going to appoint Xabi Alonso, is that enough ambition for you?
I think if they appoint Xabi Alonso, I will be happy. Most people will be happy, but it's the obvious choice based on what's available rather than it being like an absolutely brilliant decision because they put so much thought into it. I think at this moment in time, he's kind of like the obvious choice.
So who else can we go and get that's going to make you feel like that? Who's going to make you feel, the owners have done it. So
nobody.
So can't win then.
No, the point I'm making is let's even see if they get Xabi Alonso, because they might not get Xabi Alonso. They might just go and get some random person we don't even know. Oh my God, why have they gonna got him? Like, we have no idea who they're gonna appoint. We're just going with the media ran narrative and the player that we all love who's doing well. They might not get Xabi Alonso. And when they get Xabi Alonso, they might be like, Xavi, look, here's your objectives. Get top 4. We'll keep the things popping over. We can spend this much. Boom, 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 boom.
They might.
I don't believe they're going to be like Xabi Alonso. You got 2 years to win a league or you're sacked. They're not going to say that.
No, probably not.
They're not going to say that.
But would you want them to say that, Drift?
No, but that will be the type of ambition that they would have if they were the type of owners that are going along the lines of what you're saying they could be. And I disagree that they are. Because somebody who's got the ambition to, like, I guarantee you, whoever takes over from Guardiola, if he doesn't win the league within 2 seasons, they'll get rid of him.
All right, so
they won't just keep being like, oh, it's all right, you've gone 2 years without winning the league. Even if it might seem a bit harsh or whatever, they will move him on and bring in another manager.
So does that mean FSG should have sacked Klopp then? Should they have sacked Klopp?
Sack Klopp when?
In the summer or before that? Because he hasn't won the league since 2020.
Yeah, but everybody knows Klopp is pound for pound the best. We're talking about managers who are under the level now. So you've got to try and get back up to the level you were at when you had Klopp. So what I'm saying is, FSG, in my opinion, aren't born winners. It's all about winning. They're about sustainability, keep things ticking over, and a trophy's a bonus. So I worry that without the equaliser, which Klopp was, we will become a trophyless team who's just part of the top 4 pack. And there's nothing that anybody can convince me until I see it physically with them that they feel any other way.
But Drift, I'm kind of confused as to what they can do to make you feel happy.
They can leave.
All right, so who's all right? Fair enough. But they're not leaving. So what can they do then? Because if I turn around and said to you,
their ambition.
If I turn around and said to you, I don't think Klopp's ambitious enough because he's kept certain players for too long and we didn't pull the trigger on other players, you'd be going crazy right now.
But you keep on. Let's just stick to FSG instead of talk about other people.
No, but I've got to use other barometers to try and present my argument.
Because it's not
because
you're
I feel like you're so clouded in the FSG stuff that you're not seeing the other side of it.
No, I do see the other side. I've lived it for the last however many years they've been.
No, but you're not seeing the other side of it in the sense that you're saying they're gonna sham this up. Where I'm saying
no, I didn't say they're going to. I said I have no faith that they are. We just got to win.
So I'll use your word.
Win. It's all about winning. They've done nothing.
All right, I'll use your word. You have no faith
in them.
I'm saying, but every scenario I give you, no matter what scenario I give you, you have no faith in them. So where's the objectivity? Because I'm saying to you right now, I want FSG out. I want different owners. But I'm also saying to you, I do believe because of what's already in place, they can go and get a manager who, even though he's not as good as Klopp, hasn't got the experience of Klopp, but because we have all the tools in place, has a very good chance to succeed. And the owners have to get some sort of credit for that.
No, they have got a good chance to succeed if they're the right person. That's a fact. But I know that we are only a good team to the level we are because we have Klopp and because he's been here and he's achieved what he had. And we won all that in spite of the owners. So they're not the worst owners in the world. I've sat here and said many a times, we can't be that like far left. There are good things about them. They're much better owners than a lot of other clubs, etc., etc. I agree with all that. I've said that. But if you're asking me to talk about life after Klopp, which is what we're doing now, it's a very different conversation because all of the things that I could put up with FSG was because Klopp was here. Without Klopp, I massively worry how badly we could just become a content with top four and go a long time without winning a trophy type of club. And again, I'm not saying this to be shady. Tottenham, Arsenal, Man United, three of the biggest clubs in this country and for the last decade have been whatless with trophies because their owners haven't gave that much effort into that being a thing. Yeah. And I don't want my club to become that. And I see that's exactly where we're going without Klopp and these owners.
Do you believe that we've got
to go right into that pack there with them lot? And we've laughed at these lot, Cal, for 10 years.
Do you believe
I don't want to be one of them lot?
Do you believe that our situation without Klopp is the same as theirs without their managers? Do they have as much?
I believe ours is better. I do believe ours is better.
So comparing us to them, that kind of doesn't make sense because we're in a way better situation than those guys.
I don't know if I say way better when it comes to Arsenal. We are in a better situation when it comes to
Tottenham. Are you talking about the Arsenal that Wenger left?
No, I'm talking about where Arsenal are now. I don't think we could say that we're way better than them in terms of the infrastructure, whatever. They're pretty all right at the moment, like Arsenal.
No,
like,
but Arsenal are losing Arteta. You just compared us to Arsenal when they lost.
Yeah, but Arsenal was still part of that pack. Arsenal, Man United, and Tottenham are still part of that pack of the clubs that are forever just getting top four or being in and around that scenario. And pretty much the ownerships are just all right with it because that's what they want. Their ownerships are happy with that. So you get what I mean? There was only two owners in this league that was about winning. It was Abramovich, but obviously he's gone. And it was Sheikh Mansour. They're the only owners that were about winning. We are now going to go into that bracket with Arsenal, Man United, and Tottenham, where it's just about sustainability, money, making sure the world goes round, and comfortability.
They're also the two managers who've been caught cheating the most as well.
Yeah, but obviously two owners. That's neither here nor there.
No, Drift. You can't just brush
until it's
that
proven.
Off,
that's neither here nor there.
Come on, bro.
No, bro. Because otherwise, that means that we're saying they're guilty. Then, like, bang, we're just saying.
Do you not think they are?
No, but I'm not going to be one of them people that until I see it actually happen, starts to talk about it. I've got my opinions, but until it's a fact, we can't just sit here and go.
Come on, hold on.
Yeah, but until it's a fact, we can't sit here and go. Right, they cheated, so forget about them. We have to wait until that happens. We have to wait until that happens.
We're really sitting there saying that Man City ain't done no cheating since they've been there.
No, I have my thoughts on it, but I can't just speak like it's a fact until I get
about
the
your thoughts, bro. It's in our face, bro.
Okay, well, if that's the case, FSG's got nothing wrong with them then, because they only lost to a ownership cheating. So that means that FSG are fine.
Don't do that. Don't go.
No, I'm just using the logic of if they only achieve what they achieve.
You're not using logic because I've never once said that. I've never once said that.
But that would be the case, though, right?
No, it's not.
Let's be honest. If Man City only beat us because they're cheaters, then that means FSG are actually all right.
How many times have I said I want FSG out? How many times have I said I think they could have done more?
Forget about that. Forget about that for a second. If FSG get found to have only lost out on 4 titles because Man City were cheating, do we not then have to go, well, they're not actually bad owners? Because without cheating, we would have won all of this.
I think the conversation has to be revised, but I'd also turn around and say, even with them cheating, if they'd shown a bit more ambition, we could have won.
Yeah, and what's changed other than Caicedo to make you think they're more ambitious now?
But if I'm going to be fair as well, I'd also turn around and say, maybe Klopp could have signed a player here or there that he didn't, or he turned down. That could have taken us over the line as well. Maybe Klopp could have done something different here or there that could have taken us over the line as well.
I'm not dragging Klopp during a conversation about
who's dragging Klopp, bro. So what? I can't say anything.
Bringing him into the conversation about life after him. What will it be like?
Dragging him, bro. Don't say I'm dragging him because that's a lie, bro. I'm not dragging him.
But bro, you're kind of saying let's deflect some of the way from FSG and put it on Klopp.
I'm having an objective conversation about all the variables, bro.
All right.
Where did I drag Klopp? So what? Can I not
into
mention
the
his name
argument
at all?
of it being like all right for under their ownership because it was kind of like, well, maybe it was his fault.
I don't get how I mention Klopp's name and I'm automatically dragging him. That's wild.
I mean, bringing him into a conversation that is about
I'm
post-Klopp
adding
and
context.
saying that what we didn't.
I'm adding context.
Fair enough.
So was Klopp perfect then? And it's only FSG?
No, he wasn't perfect.
So
but
I'm
he's the
allowed to
reason
speak
why
about his
we've won.
imperfections then? Am I allowed to speak about his imperfections?
Okay, fair enough. But life without him, considering we only won because of him, still has nothing to do with what he did or didn't get right. We only won because of him. We only won these trophies because of Klopp.
I never said we haven't. I've agreed with that.
So I don't get why you don't understand the reservation I have about life after
I never
Klopp.
said I don't agree. Bruv, I never said I don't
But
get
that's
the
what this
reservation.
conversation is about.
No, I'm saying I've got an issue with the fact that you have an issue of me saying I think it could still work.
This is more about you having an issue with me saying I'm worried.
No, I don't, bruv.
That's how we got on this, because I said
No,
I've got no faith in them. And then when you said that you do, I said, well, just explain to me where your faith's coming from. That's how this all started, bro. I asked you to explain.
You asked me to explain where my faith's coming from. I explained
and
where
you
my
still
faith's coming from.
haven't, really. I still don't know where your faith is coming
I've
from.
explained it,
bro.
Drift. I've just not said what you want me to say. There's a big difference.
Bro, I still don't think you've explained where the faith's coming from.
No, I've explained myself countless times, bro. The reason why we're having this right now is because you said I don't see where your faith's coming from. I explained where my faith's coming from, and you disagree. Cool. But when you say I'm dragging Klopp or I'm deflecting all this, it's kind of weird, bro.
Because I just don't see how Klopp's got anything to do with the downfall of them as an ownership. Of course he made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, bro. But we won because of him. So even if he made some mistakes, he was allowed to make those mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But the owners, they don't care about winning, bro. They just care about being sustainable. In my opinion, I don't think we have owners that care about anything except ticking over nicely.
So then I ask you one last question. If they don't care about that, why did they try and get Caicedo, who we all said on here was the best DM available at the time and for a world record bid? Why did they go and do that if they don't care about winning, Drift?
Because everybody's allowed an outlier, Cal. Everyone's allowed an outlier. There's always a one-off scenario or an every now and again thing that can happen. But I go with the majority and the general rule.
Why did
it's
we
just
go and get
one time, bro?
We went and got Szoboszlai, who we all considered to be one of the best young talents in Europe and the player we all wanted.
We got Szoboszlai because Klopp made sure he let them know how much he wanted him. So they made sure there was funds available.
And they went and got him.
So hold on a minute. Let me just get this straight before we wrap this up. Last summer, just that one standalone summer is enough for us to have the faith that FSG can do this.
No, I'm saying there's enough there to say that you can't categorically state that they don't have ambition to win. In the past, you can. In the past. But if they're changing, if they're trying to change, then we can't sit there and say they don't want to win. There has to be a change in a scenario. There has to be a turning point. There has to be something or a catalyst or something that triggers. There has to be. And that might have been the trigger. So I have to give them the benefit of the doubt because they didn't have to bid for Caicedo. Drift, I sat there with you in the car while we were in traffic for 2 hours and I said, bro, this is FSG we're talking about. They ain't splashing 100 mil on Caicedo. Why are we talking about this? And then I was the brother at 2 a.m. in the morning after news broke with my boxers on in front of a camera talking about it. But like, I can't sit there and say they don't have ambitions to win right now. In the past, absolutely agree. But they didn't have to do that in the summer. That to me suggests they have ambitions to win. Has it taken them too long to get here? Absolutely. But if they're here now, then I kind of want to see what happens next. And I have to see what happens next. I can't sit there and say they don't have that ambition when they've just tried to break a record to sign a player we as a fan base, we as a channel all wanted. It's unfair to do that.
Fair enough. One summer isn't enough for me to think they're ambitious. But if you think that's the turning point, fair enough. Obviously, you're allowed your opinion, but just one summer isn't enough to change my opinion.
Also, I will say, James, I'm so close to blocking you because you've been talking a lot of nonsense for weeks, and I didn't think you'd show up on a live show. Keep on running your mouth, and I'll press that block button so quick, bro. So it's up to you. Cool. Let's help these supers.
I know people have been getting real.
No, I don't even mind people disagreeing with me and all that. James,
no. The disagreeing thing is a minor. Come on,
James,
the rudeness,
James is
the rudeness. Yeah, a couple people have been getting extra rude. It's like people just think it's just okay to go out of your way to just say rude things. It's crazy. You can disagree with someone without being rude. I don't even understand it.
Yeah, it's pathetic. It's just pathetic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
Teke says, do you all think Bradley's pops loss affected the squad yesterday? Yesterday's game was so weird. These men have been through a lot this season. We move. It's difficult to say, honestly.
I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it out loud because people would have said I'm making excuses. But there was a part of me thinking, could they have been feeling a bit of the emotion of one of their young guns going through that?
Yeah, it's very, very.
It's only human nature, isn't it?
Promo says, let's not get it. Klopp is the best manager in the world, but I think as a coach, Xabi is clear. You see how hands-on he is in training. Pep is our coach. I can't agree with that, Promo. I can't agree with that.
Klopp coaches, you know. He does get involved in the coaching.
Pep Linders, if I'm not mistaken, is the more hands-on one, though.
He is. But Klopp's definitely there. And then if he sees things he doesn't like or he sees things he wants changed, he'll get involved and he'll explain it. Like he does coach as well. He's not like, say, Ferguson was, who literally did just sit back and just let the coaching happen. That Klopp does get involved. So
Mustafa says, big up, bros. I got a 5k bet on us above United. Well, you're going to be very nice soon. Very nice.
Yeah,
you might as well cash
Who
that
the
in.
hell took that bet with you? Unless it was a betting company.
Right, Jake, you're really going for it this evening. All right, Gakpo, Mo, Nunes, Diaz, Jota. Keep one, sell the rest.
Keep Jota, sell the rest.
I'm going to sit on the fence here, Jake. I'm either keeping Jota or Salah, but I can't decide off the top of my head.
Jake's really pushing us out there now.
Jake's really trying to throw us into the fire. Aslan says, in psychological terms, it's your subconscious kicking in, Cal, shield you from the painful reality. A Klopp level manager is needed to maintain this. Now, guys, I'm a very open book with you guys. I don't think it's my subconscious kicking in. Like, it's how I feel. I could be absolutely wrong. It's genuinely how I feel, though. I am half worried and I'm half excited about what happens next. I really am. Klopp is the best manager I've seen in my lifetime for Liverpool. He's my favorite manager of all time. That doesn't mean to say someone else can't come in and do as good a job or better job than him because of what he's done for us so far. If we're in 2015 and we're talking about the likes of Alonso or De Zerbi and all that, believe you me, I'm pulling my hair out. But in 2024, because of what Klopp's done to make us who we are now, I've got to have excitement as well.
I don't know where you're getting the excitement from still. I can't.
In my opinion, we are 3/4 players away from having, in my opinion, the best squad in the Premier League. That's because of what Klopp's built. If we can't be excited about what that could be, then I kind of don't know what else, man. We can't sit here and say we've got the best squad on paper, but then say we have to have the world-class manager or the best manager to get the best out of these players. We don't have the best striker in the world. We've got We've got the best right winger. We've got the best goalkeeper and the best centre back. We don't have any of the best midfielders in the world in their positions. You'd arguably say we don't have the best fullbacks in the world anymore. You'd arguably say we don't have the best striker or the best left winger. But look where we are in the table right now. Just because you don't have
of our manager and our coaching, bro.
Yeah, but that's because you don't have the absolute best manager, don't mean you can't win stuff. Brother, Zidane has never ever been the best manager in the world. Never been the best manager in the world.
Real Madrid,
even when he won the Champions League, he's never been the best manager. He still won.
They're a bit of an anomaly, though. Real Madrid.
There's only ever one best manager in the world, you know.
Especially when he took over them. He had Bale and Ronaldo and Benzema and Modric and Kroos.
Yeah,
he had a world superstar team.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. The new manager's going to have Alisson, not a superstar goalkeeper, no. Trent, superstar. Virgil, superstar. Kanate, superstar. McAllister,
not on those Real Madrid level players, though. Only Virgil and Alisson.
Salah.
Yeah, but we don't even know if Salah's going to be here.
Hold on. Are we saying Salah and Trent aren't on the level of a Bale and them, man?
No, I'm saying that they've got more of them. That Real Madrid team that he took over was better than the team we have now, bro. We have to be honest. We haven't got a great team, but I think that Zidane, the team Zidane done the 3 Champions Leagues without, that's better than the team we have now.
And that's my point. Zidane went in there as a manager who wasn't world class at the time and went up a level because he had everything in place to help him go up a level. And
I still don't even think he won. I think he only won 1 league title. He lost to Barcelona twice in the league, I think.
Well, he won 3 Champions Leagues, though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, but in the league, he still only won the league once out of the 3 times, I think. Plus, he didn't go up against this Man City that Guardiola's built now. I think this Man City now is a different beast to the Man City he had to compete against around them times.
The Barcelona, you mean?
No, Man City, for example, in the Champions League. If Real Madrid had to play Man City in the Champions League that time when they were being dominant, this Man City now, I think it would have been a totally different conversation.
I think that Real Madrid
we beat that Man City back then. The year we got to the final when we played them, we beat Man City, didn't we, to get there?
I think that Real Madrid team with a peak Ronaldo, peak Bale, and Benzema, and Modric and Kroos and that, I think they tear this Man City up. This season's Man City, they tear them to shreds.
Yeah, possibly. But that even shows how much more I'm saying like Zidane is an anomaly because that was such a brilliant team that he got to inherit. That's what I'm saying. Like, would Zidane have been able to do that if he'd have gone in and had to build it? Who knows? But I doubt it. But he went in and the team was just there waiting. Do you know what I mean?
I know, man. I keep on hearing we've got such a sick squad, man. Let's believe in the squad. Aslan says people are massively sleeping on Ineos, SJR, in my opinion, too. They are gutting out everything at Man United. CEO done. Ashworth close. It's Ashworth close. And reportedly 300 to 400 million to spend. Yeah, that could be an issue.
I don't know where they're going to get 300 to 400 to spend. How
they bring in mad revenue. They don't have to cook the books.
No, but they're on the tightrope to the point where they had to do a loan.
Yeah, but I think if they get rid of players who are on the high wages and all that, then I think they'll be all right.
400 mil is a massive free up, though.
Yeah, I mean, they need to spend that amount, though, innit?
Wow, that's mad.
All right, well, people, we are going to wrap up here. Probably be back on Wednesday, innit? Probably back on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, in general, yeah. I was trying to think what game were we playing, and then I realized we ain't got a game
until the weekend, so probably be back on Wednesday, then have probably a preview on Thursday, and then Saturday we'll sort out the game, etc. So make sure you switch on the notification bell if you haven't, and subscribe and use the channel. Drift, anything you want to say to people before we take them out?
A couple of people are saying about the FPL. We haven't checked that for ages, have we? Let me even see if my thing
can't log into it.
Let me see if my one will log in. Hold on, people. Apologies about that, actually, because it's still running.
Also, I just want to apologize to Chris for not picking Diaz for any of the scenarios Jake put forward. It's nothing personal, bro.
For some reason, my thing's not signing me in. Apologies, guys. Actually, hold on. Let me check.
Bruno, you have 29 points all season, is that? Or is that just 1 week? I hope that's just 1
Let
week.
me see if
Bruno.
I can bring it up. Because I'm automatically logged in on my phone. So hold on. All right. The league at the moment for FPL people is... I'm just gonna give the top 10 quickly. Bada Bings is top of the league on 1440. Big up yourself. Klopp Life just behind him in second place on 1436. Alison Wonderland still up at the top, 1436. Boz Liar, I think that's how that is fourth. Red Sky fifth. Free Palestine is in sixth. Great One is seventh. Top of the Klopp is 8. Laws 11 is 9. And is that Dara's All Stars? I think the Raz All Stars is in 10th. So yeah, big up you lot. Bada Bings FC, top of the league. Big up. Actually, just took the top as well. Klopp's Life was top last week, but he had a 13-point better off, which gave him the swing. He's now 4 points ahead. It's quite tight at the top of the league still.
Just like in real life. Once again, Chris Clark Kent, if we don't speak to you on Wednesday for your birthday, have an amazing birthday, guys. Blessings to you. Chris, again, apologies for not picking Diaz. It's not personal, bro, so please don't make it personal.
Remember that it's just a silly game because I love all those players. So.
Yeah, silly games usually get you silly prizes. Chris is on that smoke for what he's saying, bro. So I need no drama, Chris. I'm sorry, man.
My doorbell goes. I ain't expecting no one, so I ain't answering.
But if I hear something on the doorbell, bro, we're all going in the shed. So yeah, we'll leave that there. But now, people, bless up to you all. Big up to Bayesian Barnes, Bayesian Pops in the chat. Go and subscribe to Bayesian Reds TV, and also Chris Angel, the honorary Bayesian, on the channel as well. People, big up to yourselves. Smash that like button if you haven't already. If you're watching a replay, smash that like button as well. Until we see you next time, people, stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish. Right, people. Take care.
Peace.
Thank you.